Here's the thing. I became infamous on the internet in 2016 for accidentally beating off on camera. Now, luckily, nothing was shown. There was absolutely nothing exposed to the internet. It was just me doing my O things. I went viral for it. I just want the bust. Oh, man. Bust. Give me the monster. Bust. Wow, it's big. Bust. Oh my God, look how big he is. Oh my God. Wow. That thing is a monster. I just want the bust. Oh man. Bust. Give me the monster. Wow, it's big. Bust. I just want the Give me the monster. I just want the
vibrant and robust.
Wow. I just want the bust. I just want the Give me the monster. I just want the Wow, it's big.
Where did the load go?
I just want the bust. Oh man. Bust. Give me the monster. Bust. Wow, it's big. Bust. I just want the bust. I just want the bust. Oh!
I love restaurant. I love restaurant. I am married to restaurant. Restaurant, my love. Marriage is strong. Restaurant and Justin, together forever. Together forever, together forever. Restaurant and Justin, together forever, together forever, together forever. I love restaurant so much. Love is love, it doesn't matter if one is a Pokemon and the other is human, as long as you love each other. Love each other, love each other, love each other, love each other,
Love each other.
love each other, love each other, love each other, love each other. Sing with me, restaurant. Love,
Love.
I got married at Dragon Sparrow Tower. Back in March, it was love at first sight. Love each other, love each other, love each other, love each other. Sing with me,
My restaurant. Love. Love.
overprotective of me. Restaurant, powerful, legendary, overprotective of me. Restaurant is so overprotective because there's a lot of powerful Pokemon out there that could deal a lot of damage to a human. Reshiram is a powerful legendary Pokemon. She loves me so much. Reshiram is a powerful legendary Pokemon. She loves me so much. I am married to a fire type Pokemon. Speaking what? I love Reshiram. I love Reshiram. I love Reshiram. I will ride Moltres to Reshiram. We love each other. 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 Say with me, Reshiram. Love, 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 love,
Hello, good morning, everybody. Did you miss me? Did you miss the salty queen? The Empress of Gooning. We're finally back. After, what was it, almost a month? Almost a month? After, being gone? Finally back to yell at some people. Be advised, if there is any harm in things in here, because I haven't looked at it deeply. I'm sure there is one. I'm not watching him directly. I'm watching him through someone else, because I just don't fucking care today. K. And no, I'm not going to be looking at Astro's stuff, because there's been stuff going on with Astro's Twitter clips and getting claimed. So I pretty much just deleted all the ones that I have, just to be safe, so I didn't, have anything that would just bother me for the rest of the day and put all that effort into pulling them up, only for them to not work. So we're just going to do videos today. And they're all through our favorite salt miners, as far as I remember. And I can see in the playlist. How's everybody doing? I know it's false claims. I'm well aware, Des. I just said people have been claiming them. I didn't say if they were real, they were legitimate or not. I just know that they're being claimed. And I don't want to deal with that. I don't have to deal with saving all that stuff, doing all that effort. But again, how's everybody doing? I'm alive. I'm alive. To say the least. I'm gonna be very busy today. Obviously, I've got this for a few hours. Tired, but F it, we ball. Nice, Spectre. Good. You need to get up and you need to move. There's no reason to be stuck on your ass or laying in bed all day. Cause yeah, that's kind of dumb. As a reminder, we have a goal. Again, we hit the 3K goal. I have to read another Harmon book on stream, which would really fucking suck. And currently, I am fulfilling my punishment for the Wheel of Pain. And I've got 10 out of 69 achievements in Assassin's Creed Shadows that I've done on stream. So far, about 9 hours of streaming. Something like that. Yeah, I'm not enjoying that. So, be well aware, you could absolutely fucking ruin my life and ruin my next couple of months if we do hit that goal and I have to read another book. Because we all know how much you loved when I read the other one. When I read American Evil. Ugh. Hiya. Ugh. It's been a very, very tumultuous last couple of weeks since I've been back. Which is why I haven't been streaming as much as I normally would. Obviously, I came back and I was exhausted. I was gone for 10 days doing all kinds of shit. Going to write a song about every salt morning, you included, Miss Hellfire. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. I'm not about life ruination, lol. Have you heard about the Steam machine from Valve? Yes, we're gonna cover that at some point today. Ass Creed, indeed. Ugh. Well, shit. Brighter than the heavens and the sky above. You'll be brighter. Going supernova, all the eyes look up. Voxtex, trust us with your entertainment. I hate that guy so much. He's so fucking terrible. Thank you for the 50. 07's in the chat to Des for the 50. Oh man, which book are you reading next if you do the goal? I'm gonna do Wheel of Pain with all the other books that he has, and then figure out via the fates what I'm gonna be reading. Because last time I did a poll. This time, I'm going to grab all of his other book titles that I haven't read, throw it on a wheel, spin that bitch, and see how bad my life is going to suck. Because that seems like more fun than just having a poll out. That's just me. Unless there's something very specific you guys really want me to read. In that case, I might make an exception. If there's one book that's overwhelmingly being asked for, then yes, I will do that. Voxtech, we might have to change your name. Oof. Yep, yeah, I have to change your name indeed, TPG. Oh, you changed your name. Because I recognize your avatar. You changed it to make it shorter. Nice. Ugh. But yes, Joe from Seattle jump scare, the ginger. Fuck it. So you get closer to playing Dustborn the Newborn, and drug it. The drug is airborne. It's been a minute. I'm ready for today. Nice. Thank you again for the 50, Des. I really appreciate it. Just to be aware, guys, if we do we get 3 more donos, then I get to say my little girl Peyton, my little piss baby. Yes, she peed on the carpet and caused me ungodly amounts of trauma the last week. She will say hello. I have a recording of her saying hello. But anyways, I've rambled long enough. We have shit to do. We have lots of shit to do. So we're starting with Joe from Seattle. Biggest misconceptions about gaming. It is going to be on 2x speed, per usual, because we have so many of these to go through. There's 12. I'll try to get through all of them. Let's begin.
This is not a face cam video. So yesterday I asked my Discord community what today's video should be about. Because the thing is, as a YouTuber who makes his bread and butter off of salt videos, off of fanboy salt videos, it kind of leaves me in a weird spot when there's not a whole lot of fanboy salt going on. Of like, what the frick do I talk about? People don't care about me as a person. They don't care about my opinions when I'm not talking about fanboys. What am I supposed to?
That's not true. That's not true. People care about my opinions when I'm not talking about fanboys. People care about my opinions when I'm not talking about fanboys. Biggest misconception about PC gaming is that everyone on it wants to go above consoles. Sure. That could be true. Now, that is pretty true. We don't really actually give a shit if you like console or not. It's just if you're an asshole about it, then we will give you shit. But anyway. Yeah, people care. People will care. I mean, if you put it out enough, sure, your videos might not get as much attention as the ones that are salt related, but you still should do it, because if you keep yourself in one box, you're gonna have problems. That's what happened with me. I used to be just true crime related stuff, and then I branched out to ARGs and analog horror videos and just series in general. Hi, Golden Apples. Willkommen. And then I branched out to horror games, and now I guess that's transitioned to salt mining once a week. So yeah. I mean, don't put yourself in one box, because that'll really, really screw you in the long run, honestly.
To do? Somebody come wipe my butt for me. I'm not wearing a diaper. And I should have known that asking my Discord
Somebody come wipe my butt for me. I'm not wearing a diaper. Okay, Amberlyn Reed.
community for the video topic was a mistake, because the first response I got was to make a video about my mother. I don't think you want me to make a video about my mother. She's a nice person. She's a very, very, very nice person. I love her very much. That's not a very interesting video. But after that, Joe from Anthrocon, which, just pause. The fact that this person is named Joe from Anthrocon meant that I had to Google what Anthrocon is. Do I look like...
Oh, Joe, you poor, poor, sweet summer child. I'm so sorry that you Googled that. Oh, I am so, so sorry. Hey, sorry, but you just got in my way. I promise, honey. I can feel your pain, and maybe I enjoy it just a little bit. Does that make me insane? Haven't been the same since I expired. Doesn't mean that I don't know what you're typing, dude. But yeah, I'm sorry, Joe. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you had to find out that way.
like someone who wants to know what Anthrocon is? I'm going to kill myself. But they actually had a very good suggestion.
I would too if I didn't know what that was and had to look it up.
They say, quote, not super sure, but I think it'd be neat for you to go over crazy misconceptions about PC in a more general way that doesn't focus on dumb people on Twitter. Things such as the inconvenience of PC gaming, the prices, the options, the whole you don't own your games on PC, thinking a whole controller storage on PC, people thinking performance issues only happen on PC. And this got me thinking with my big giant brain. LeFou, I'm afraid I've been thinking. A dangerous...
So, Joe says he's a Chad by using this clip. Gaston, fight me on this. Gaston is the hero of the story. He's an asshole, but he is the hero of the story.
Pastime, I know, but that wacky old coot is Belle's father, and his sanity's only so-so. Now the wheels in my... No one stopped me. You let the drama teacher start singing Beauty and the Beast, and nobody stopped him.
Hey, Joe, I will never stop you. I do it all the time here. I sing shit all the time. All the time. I literally right now have Losing Streak playing in my head on repeat. I'm in love with it as much as I am the scene Roger Rabbit where we were introduced to the goddess that is Jessica Rabbit. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. God. Huskell has been everywhere on my fucking feed, and I love it. Although I've already had conversations about what I absolutely despise about Has-Been and Hello Boss. But anyways, it's totally okay. I do it all the time. It's kind of quirky. It's fun.
That's on you. But frankly, I think this is a good idea, because there are a lot of misconceptions about PC gaming. They're things that I touch on in a lot of my videos, but they're not things that get a big dedication to them. They're not things that I really dedicate a lot of time to, because they're like one-offs or they're asides that I have in videos about other things. So at that point, I just said, you know what, screw it. And I asked my Discord, what are the biggest misconceptions you've seen about PC gaming? And in this video...
Go loony as a light bulb, battered bug. I go loony sometimes, foam and chew the rug. We hurt... When you hurt inside, get certified... And if life should treat you bad, don't get mad. Sorry, I'm in the singing mood. I'm okay with that. I'm watching some episodes of terrible writing advice, and the episode of Urban Fantasy re-upload is the funniest thing after reading American Evil. If you want to take a detour, that would be fun watch. Maybe? I'm not totally sure if it fits with salt mining, but I will definitely look into that. Let me pull that up on here, on my end, so I can find it. Ah, that's not what I want. Terrible writing advice. Hey, thank you for the 1, Dez, and thank you for the 20 as well. I really appreciate it. What's the... How to start writing? Is that what it is? Oh, shit. It's time for the baby to say hello. We hit the goal. There you go. The baby. The baby. She doesn't bark. She gives a woo. She gives the woo. We'll start another one. Pretty much the same thing, I guess. Oh, no. 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 We put... We hit the goal again. I'll put up one of my, the dirty icons that I have. But baby girl is just the sweetest little thing in the world, and I love her. What was I saying? Oh yeah, ready my episode Urban Fantasy Reloaded. Let me find it. My ADHD is going absolutely freaking batshit crazy. 4 years ago. I'll save it to watch later. But I don't think I'll pull that up on stream, though. No. Maybe if I'm deciding to be funny at the end, I might. But at this point, I'm good. I've got way too much other shit to watch right now today. But thank you, General McLovin. Nice.
So, we're just gonna go through them. We're gonna break down the biggest misconceptions about PC gaming. I'm gonna explain to you very articulately why they're wrong. And if by the end of this video, I've converted just one more person...
So Black Friday sales are dog shit this year? Not on Steam, I don't think. So far on Steam, I've seen lots of good shit. Steam has been great. Well, it's always great, though, because Steam is Steam. All hail Lord Gabe. And the Gabe Cube... Well, we will talk about the Gabe Cube later. Hey, good morning, Blessed. But yeah, I'm interested to see which misconceptions he goes over.
Person to PC from console, or I've gotten one more person to say, you know what, console gaming is dumb and I don't like it, then good. I've succeeded. Even if you can't build a system equal to a console, you can't have fun on it.
Oh, also, I have to point out that Steam's got a PlayStation Publisher sale going on. I saw this 2 days ago, and I'm still laughing my ass off. I'm still dying of laughter. I'm dead. I'm dead from laughter because it's so fucking funny. It's so fucking funny to me. I meant more Walmart and Amazon and Target. Oh, yeah. I usually don't go to Walmart, Amazon, or Target for anything anymore, so... Meh. Mega meh. Now again, there's nothing I really give a shit about. Because they fucked up Until Dawn. They changed it. It's not the same. So I don't care about that. Yeah, no, I got sidetracked and pulled up Steam. I'm ADHD all the way. But yeah, yeah. In general, I think they're actually pretty shit for the most part. Unless you're looking for something very specific. Yeah, you're kind of SOL there. I own most of the PlayStation PC ports. They run great on PC. Oh, I'm sure they do, because PC's better.
Anyway, this is one that we hear a lot of. This one, it's kind of an evolution of an older PC or anti-PC talking point. The idea that, you know, if you can't build a PC that's equivalent in technical power to a console, that it's not worth doing. This often is the counter to people who say that console gaming has gotten too expensive because consoles are so expensive these days. They say, oh, PCs are more expensive and, you know, something price per dollar. That if you make a PC that is less powerful than a console of an equivalent price, then that PC is not worth buying. This is a gigantic.
That is a massive, massive misconception. Like, I've had this argument already. People are like, oh, buy a PS5 Pro. Don't make your own PC. It's more expensive to make a PC. What? I've literally shown a PC build that's maybe slightly more expensive than a PS5 Pro. That's better. And you don't have to pay for internet. You save a lot of money in the long run. You don't have to change your shit out. I had my before Babs, I had my computer for like 5-6 years before I decided to redo it because I just needed a bigger PC for the stuff that I was doing. I couldn't use the same build. I had to go from the ground up. But yeah, no, you can make some really good PCs for cheap if you're very smart and you look into shit better.
Misconception. And frankly, I think the only reason this misconception exists is so people on the console side of the fence can demean discount builds or budget builds. When in reality, a less powerful PC is going to get you a lot of times equal performance to a, you know, if you're using consoles as a standard, you could build a PC that is slightly less powerful than a PS5, but gives you better performance than the PS5 because of the mere existence of things like settings menus, of things like mods that can streamline performance. And that's assuming you even care about games with realistic graphic styles, which a lot of people on the PC don't. Look at this chart of the most played games on the PC, at least right now, according to Steam.
Yep. Counter-Strike, Dota, PUBG, Arc Raiders. I'm pretty sure Arc Raiders has gotten towards the top a lot more. Battlefield 6, Apex Legends, Rust, Wallpaper Engine. Wallpaper Engine is kind of fun. I'm getting a computer that can do 1080, 60 FPS on all games. That is my base standard for under 1,000. Yeah. Yeah, you could do that pretty easily. I might upgrade in the future, but right now Gara's hand me down is giving me... down he gave me has been amazing. Gara's a fucking... He's an OG for that. He's the homie. He's the homie. Bongo Cat, Delta Force. I see it. Oh, I get you. I get you.
Steam charts. A lot of these games are not technically demanding to run. And I mean, when I think of games that are extremely popular on the PC, I think of games like Marvel Rivals, of Dota, of Counter-Strike, of Stardew Valley, of Sims. None of these games are demanding to run. You can easily run these games with hardware that is technically, on paper, less powerful than a PS5 or an Xbox Series X. And also, if you have a gaming PC that's less powerful than a mainstream console, that doesn't change the fact that if you go to the PC, you are gaining access to all of the amazing advantages of being on the PC. Cheaper games, a much larger library of games. You also have the gigantic library of older games. Games from...
Yeah, emulation means that you could basically play anything you wanted, even up to the current gen. You literally can. PC does all of it. Why would I need to go buy a PlayStation or an Xbox if I could just do it on my PC? I'm just going to upgrade my PC next year because I want AV1 encoding and more storage to store clips and files. Basically, I want two 20 terabyte hard drives because I don't want to set up a NAS. At least have one solid state drive. If you're gonna do 2 hard drives, make sure you have a solid state drive in there so that could be like where your Windows is at. Your PC will run so much faster that way. Currently, I've got 2 solid state drives and 1 hard drive because hard drives make things a little more difficult. I had a PC for almost 2 years. However, I will upgrade my GPU in 3 years, which you should do. I usually will upgrade my GPU every other generation. Unless the other generation is absolute dog water. Because right now I have the 4080. I'm not doing the 60s. I'm probably actually gonna go AMD. I'm probably gonna go AMD next time. I'm not sure yet. I think so. I think I am. But anyway.
From like 2017 and older that, first of all, a lot of modern consoles don't have access to, but second of all, you don't need powerful hardware to play at amazing performance. I think the misconception here is that people seem to think that consoles are the benchmark, that if you can't perform at the same level as a PS5 or a PS5 Pro, that your system is somehow weak. When, first of all, that's not true, but second of all, that doesn't actually mean that you can't have good performance if your machine is less powerful on paper than a PS5 or a PS5 Pro or an Xbox Series X or any console really, because not every game has the same recommended specs. Not every game is...
No, I'm gonna have a boot drive that's a 2 terabyte NVMe SD. The hard drives are literally just for file storage. Perfect then. You're good to go. 60 series is possibly going to be really bad. I'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I don't really care for Nvidia right now. The 4080 is like the last one I actually gave a shit about. Because at the moment, everything else is kind of ass. Just saying. I'm not wrong. Also, I see there's 14 people watching and there's only 1 like. That doesn't count. That doesn't math. The math isn't mathing. Hey, Octane, how you doing, my friend? Glad to see you're here. Glad to see you here. Willkommen, bienvenue. Welcome. Per usual. But yeah. Yeah. 68 gigabyte RAM, good still? Probably? I mean, the 40 series aren't bad at all, in my opinion. If anyone wants to upgrade with RAM prices doing what they are, I'd wait at least a year if you can. Yeah, good thing I don't need RAM at the moment. I've got, like, I think I've got some... How much RAM do I have on here? I think I got 64 gigs. Sorry about to hit the like. Thank you! Donka! Dankeschön. I know, Des. You are the one. I appreciate you. You a homie. But yeah, I would go with the 40 series for sure. But that's up to you. I would do the research into which one you want of the 40 series is, but I wouldn't say you could go wrong. I put an RX 9070 XT in my new build PC and it's been great so far. Awesome. Yeah, I'm planning on going AMD next time I upgrade. I'll be fine on RAM. 24 gigs is fine for right now. I think I've got like some 32 or 64. I'll need to look that up. Hold on. ADHD moment again. ADHD moment. Yep, I got 64 gigabytes of RAM. I made sure that I have a beast. Any GPU that has 8 gigabytes of VRAM, not going to be good for gaming. It has to be higher than 8 gigabytes. Well, there you go. That answers your question, TPG. I'm not the biggest of I don't know everything off the top of my head. I'm not as experienced as most PC gamers when it comes to specs. My husband is usually one that I default to. Have you been enjoying Legends ZA? I hated it. Oh, I hated it too. I hate it. The only reason I'm playing it right now is I need, I think, another 7 shiny furfru, so I have all the different cuts. Because I hate myself and I have a living dex that I have to complete. Yeah. Once I'm done with that, I'll be shiny hunting and Scarvi and Sword and Shield again, because I still have so many things that I don't have in my PC. The one that's gonna really be an ass, oh, it's gonna fucking kill me, is the Alchemy forms. Yes, new Salt stream. We're back, Randa boy. We're back and we're up and running. Oh, shit.
Expecting the same hardware from you. On the consoles, there's no hardware variety, so so console people don't think about stuff like that. And that's not their fault, but it leads to a misconception. You can absolutely have a gaming PC that is less powerful than a mainstream console and have no performance issues or performance complaints at all. It depends on what games you're playing and what benchmarks you're trying to hit. And I also just find this argument so funny because
also katana chopping as I listen. Nice. Yeah, I was clicking a few things that I'm gonna take for I'm trying to get my foot in the door for PC, still a console gamer, but I need something, an Alienware laptop. Oh, yeah. If you're in my server, you could probably ask that question. I know there's a bunch of people that could probably give you some answers on what would be a good starting build. Because you don't need a lot. You really don't.
console dudes are the same dudes who will tell you, yeah, we don't have like the best graphics compared to a top-line gaming PC. Yeah, we don't have 200 frames per second, but we still enjoy the game because it's good. We enjoy the game even though it's at lower specs than a PC would be. But then, if a console version has higher specs than a budget PC version, they say, oh, look how much better the console is. Oh, I thought you guys didn't care about performance though, because the game was still the same, and the game was still perfectly enjoyable on lower specs. Isn't that interesting? Okay, next point. I hate gaming on PC because of keyboard and mouse. Okay, so use a controller. You big stupid idiot. Use a controller.
Yeah. Just fucking plug an Xbox controller in there. Duh. Like, are you stupid? Gadur?
Plug it in. What are you doing? How are we still doing this? The PC has access to basically every controller to ever exist. You're not limited to keyboard and mouse. Why do you give a shit? Like, what the? This one baffles me. I don't get it. I've been using controller a lot recently, actually. I've been playing a lot.
There are certain games where controller is not the best option. It's better to have your mouse and keyboard, but that's all up to preference. Most games are fine, and if you've watched the last game I played, which is Little Nightmares 3, it suggests to play with a controller. That's the best way to play it, which I did. Tell me that you don't look into anything without telling me.
A lot of more controller-based games. It's just relaxing, you know, leaning back in my big comfy chair, crossing my legs like I'm a fucking evil mastermind, and just playing on my 360 controller. Because the 360 controller is yet to be matched. I have all the games I could ever want, and I have the 2 controllers I could ever want. The 360 controller and the GameCube controller. Or keyboard and mouse, if I'm playing something that really requires precision. Because if you choose to play a shooter on a controller over a keyboard and mouse, you're a fucking psychopath. But if you don't want to play games on keyboard and
Hot take, but I prefer the N64 controller over the GameCube controller. No, you don't need much. You just... If you just want a game, and also depends on what resolution you have the game at. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I have created a new channel, text channel, that's for PC build suggestions. So, y'all PC peoples, if you have suggestions for those who are trying to get into the the PC gaming space, please drop them there. And then we can, you know, help other people become a part of the PC master race. I say that ironically. I'm being ironic. I'm joking. If you like consoles, I don't have any issue with you. That's fine. Obviously, I'm not dogging on TPG at all. I don't care. If you like your console gaming, totally fine. Just don't be an asshole about it. We're good.
mouse, you literally don't have to. Nobody is making you. This point makes no sense. And that's why it's in the video of misconceptions. You misconceptualize this thing. You dork. I prefer gaming on my couch. So plug the PC into your TV and play on your couch with a controller. I'm once again...
Yeah. Yeah, bro. That's, like, easy to do. Don't worry about 4K, 04, 8K gaming. Very true. Very true, no scope, no problem. Absolutely agree with you there. But, like, yeah, you could easily use your living room TV as a monitor. Like, that's not unheard of at all. I use my office TV for my work computer when I work from home. There's no difference.
Asking how the fuck we're still doing this in 2025. Every gaming PC, and not even just gaming PCs, just computers in general at this point, will have an HDMI port. They will have a port in the back of the computer. You can take that HDMI port and use it to plug your computer into your TV with an HDMI cable, the same way that you would plug a console into your TV with an HDMI cable. And then you boot the game and play normally on your TV through that HDMI cable. This one blows my mind because it's like we've literally been saying, PC gamers have literally been saying,
The console gamers are being intentionally obtuse and stupid. Because they're looking for any excuse to not play on a PC. Any excuse.
for over a decade at this point, ever since PCs gained HDMI support, which was something like 10 years ago, we've been saying you can plug your computer into your TV with the same exact cable and same exact port that you use to plug your console into your TV. Your console has an HDMI port. Your PC, 9 times out of 10, will have an HDMI port. Just use it. What's the problem? These things have been available to you for so long, and you just act like they don't exist. Next point. The PCs require...
We'll go back on that so we can complete that one. The screen could go 1080p, 60 HRZ, so 4K not a goal for me. Totally, that makes it easier. You could put a lot less on the budget if you do it that way. 100%. 100%. You don't need anything super fancy then. That makes your budget like. Also, keep in mind what kind of budget you're looking at. So if TPG, if you're in my server, put your budget in the PC build suggestion channel. And we can work from there. And figure something out for you so that you can get your foot in the door on this. One small issue with the Steam Machines marketing is that they mention 4K gaming when they should instead target 1080p gaming as a market strategy since it's the most popular resolution. You're not wrong. If you're limited to 1080, you can build a way cheaper PC. I realized I have an old TV in my bedroom. Nice. I know, sometimes you don't realize how old your TV is because things change so fast. They don't want to play on PC. They just want to use anything to discredit PC gaming. It's why they bitch about drivers. I know that. That's what I'm saying.
What's the problem? These things have been available to you for so long, and you just act like they don't exist. Next point. The PC.
You don't think you're in my Discord? You're not. Let me get a link for you. I do believe I have one in the... I do have one in the description. Here, I'll plug it into chat for those who are not in the server. How big is my TV? Or his TV? By his, I mean TPG. Mine is a 50 that I use for work.
PCs require you to learn about the things that you buy, and I don't have time for that, or I think it's scary. This is the first misconception I would say that is partially true, but it's not even that the details themselves are misconceptions, but more so that the idea or the mindset around the things are misconceptions.
They make it harder. They make it much harder than it actually is. Or make it seem harder than it actually is. I got it for free. A friend was about to throw it out. Get a measuring tape, and then just measure it diagonally across the screen. You'll know how big your thing is.
You do benefit from learning things about the hardware that you're buying. You do benefit from learning things about the OS, about settings menus, but that doesn't mean you are required to. You benefit from learning about these things, and your experience is definitely enhanced by learning about these things, but it's not a requirement. If you want to just plug your PC into your monitor or your TV, boot the game, and not touch anything, you can do that. If you just want to deal with presets for graphics menus, performance...
I won't deny that I'm nervous about the learning curve, but the console fanboys oversell it to a ridiculous degree. They really do. His CPGs and I, have a 55-inch old Sony 4K 120 Hz. Second recommendation, only worry about control schemes after you already have a PC. Yeah. Most regular keyboards and mice are decent enough, and most gamepads are already PC Steam compatible, even Joy-Cons. Yep. Exactly. It's not as hard as people think it is. Really. It just looks scary on the front of it.
Graphics, you can do that. If you never want to think about drivers or updates or anything, and just deal
okay,
with
let me see if I can get... Let me try to fix that. Hold on. It may... I may have... Try this one. See if that one works. That might have been an old link that I deleted. I'm not sure. That should work, though. Server settings. Where are my invites? There they are. Yeah, no, that one's active. That one's definitely active. Use that one. Definitely use that one.
Just like consoles do in the background, you can do that. Now, is that the most optimal way to experience PC gaming? No, absolutely not. There's so much going on the PC that you can learn about and use to your advantage to make your experience better. But is it a requirement? No, actually not. If you really insist on buying a pre-built PC, only using graphical presets, and not learning anything about the machine, just allowing it to auto-update and do whatever it thinks is the bare minimum, and use that as your gaming machine, that's perfectly an option. I may not prefer to play that way. I may not think that's the most optimal way to take advantage of the machine that you have.
Morning, Chris Wolf. Have a good... very good walk with the puppo.
Your home, but it is an option to you. But even then, there's the issue of, look, I don't want to learn about these things. Okay, well, I think you should. Oh, well, it scares me. I think these things are complicated. When they're really not. Settings menus are not complicated. Update menus are not complicated. You've just been told that they are. And if you've never experienced things firsthand, it's not even your fault for continuing to believe that they are. But they're not
I also would argue that most jobs require you to have a computer of some sort. So, you really shouldn't be having a problem with figuring that shit out.
Complicated. If your drivers are outdated, you can update them. It takes 5 minutes. If your game is not running very well on the presets, you can change the settings. You may not know what all the settings are, you may not know what all the words mean, but you can learn. And it's not hard to learn, because you can take 5-10 minutes in one game, playing with the settings. Oh, I changed this one from medium to high. Oh, I changed it from high to low. You see what changes. Now I know what that setting means. And now, when I go into the next game, I'll know what that setting means. I'll never have to think about these things so deeply ever again, because I know what it means. I know what I'm looking for. It's not a roadblock. It's just a learning curve, and a perfectly fair one. You're not being punished for playing on PC. You are just being asked to participate in the learning curve. And once you do participate in the learning curve, not only do you not have to put that effort into that learning curve ever again, because you've already learned it, but also your experience is much more personal to you. Your experience is better because you participated in the learning curve once. Does that make sense? It's just these things are not scary. They're very straightforward. You spend more time trying to get it to actually work than playing the games. After working on a computer all day, the last thing I want to do is play games on a computer. So the first one is just wrong. You spend more time trying to get it to work than playing the games. That one's just wrong. That one implies that PC games require a bunch of troubleshooting, that you buy a game on Steam and then have to do a whole bunch of technical troubleshooting.
Yeah, I know.
99% of the time, you buy a game on Steam, you click play, and the game boots with no problem. And in the 1% of the time where it doesn't work, the fix is usually very simple. Like Battlefield 6 and Black Ops 7 are two very good examples of this. If you want to play Battlefield...
I will be right back, guys. Let me put some music on. Dot, 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 dot. I will be right back.
Shut the fuck fuck up. You're a fucking cunt. Shut the fuck up. You're a stupid cunt. Suck my dick. Shut the fuck up. Stop being a fucking cunt. Shut the fuck up. Nobody even wants you here. Yeah. What? Yeah. I just wanna let you know you're a stupid fucking cunt. Go ahead and run your mouth, pussy. I don't give a fuck. You're a stupid piece of shit. You're a stupid fucking bitch. Get the fuck up off my dick. Get the fuck up off my dick. Like, please end your fucking life. Please end your fucking life. I really gotta emphasize, no one cares if you're alive. You're a fucking penis hole. Grab a dick and eat it whole. I need to know if you were dropped when you were just a fetus though. You're so fucking ugly and your face is fucking foul. Jeez, you're so fucking loud. Can you shut your fucking mouth? Can you shut the fuck up? You're a fucking cunt. Shut the fuck up. You're a stupid cunt. Suck my dick. Shut the fuck up. Stop being a fucking cunt. Shut the fuck up. Nobody even wants you here. Yeah. Close your fucking mouth, you're just really fucking dense. If you hate me while you talking, you don't make no fucking sense. Got a sad life, go to fucking hell. Are you stupid or disabled, man? I can't fucking tell. Man, you're a fucking dumb shit, you don't even run shit. Get the fuck up out my face and go to hell and eat a dick. Come and cash these hands, boy, come and match these bands, boy. I'm not crazy, I just do it all because I can, boy. I hope you fucking die in a high-speed car crash. I hope you fucking fall head first and get your neck cracked. I hope you have some beautiful children that die from cancer. I hope you catch Zika when your wife gets pregnant. I hope you win the lottery and die the next day, and your daughter has to see you getting lowered in your grave. Like, that was a little dark. I'm sorry. That was a little dark.
Very poor taste.
Shut the fuck up.
I shouldn't have said that.
You're a fucking cunt.
Actually, no, I should have.
Shut the fuck up.
I didn't say enough.
You're a stupid cunt.
I'm back. I'm sorry about that. Nature called. Needed to answer. What did I miss? Learn about online retailers. Humble Bundle and Fanatical are good examples of reliable, safe storefronts. Could offer discounts and bundles for games even cheaper than Steam GOG sales. That's true. You end up spending only a few dollars or a few dozen dollars and get several $100 worth of games for such sites. Yeah, you're right. The only thing that deserves a nomination are the Mario and Sonic movies, but neither came out this year. That's true. You're not wrong.
6 or Black Ops 7 on PC, you had to make sure Secure Boot was enabled. This is something that most PC gamers don't think about, but if you look at a little tutorial, look up how to do it, takes 5 minutes, and now the game boots. And it's extremely straightforward, because we don't live in a world anymore where PCs are formatted in this way that is super hard to understand. You need to get a fucking computer science degree to figure out how to navigate your BIOS. That's just not the world we live in anymore. Everything is very straightforward.
Right. Why do I always gotta be right? Why'd you pull a fucking Star Wars with a pig in the cup? Why? I love that.
Why do I always gotta be
Why is that playing twice?
right? Why do I always gotta be right?
There we go. What was that? That was weird. Didn't switch screens, ma'am. I know, I was just sitting down. Thank you for the 10 hero culture. Every PC I've had has been pre-built. It's not that complicated. My current one has a Ryzen 7 980 or 9800 X3D and a 7900 XTX. It was 2200. It's not hard to figure out. Console peasants are just too stupid. You're correct. And you're correct. They are too fucking stupid. It's really funny.
straightforward. Everything is very easy to understand if you just read the fucking words on the screen. But some people say that when people say, oh, you spend more time trying to get it to work, what they mean is you're spending time going through settings menus. Well, we already went through that. Once you do it once and learn what the words mean, no settings menu ever again will take you more than a minute to go through. And if you spend a minute on the game when you first boot it up the first time, 1 minute in the settings menu gives you an objectively better experience for the rest of the time you play the game. I'm perfectly happy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I had to spend more time with Assassin's Creed Shadows, but that was because I downloaded on a hard drive instead of my SSD, which was the biggest problem I had. Can't wait to get that fucking uninstalled from my drive, so I don't ever have to play it again.
Happy with that trade-off. And if you are not happy with that trade-off, use the presets. This just is not.
If you aren't aware, I have to play Assassin's Creed Shadow on stream and get all 69 achievements. Yes. I have to do that, because we hit a goal. I hate my life.
Argument. But the second point here is what makes me laugh. After working on a computer all day, last thing I want to do is play games on a computer. Boss, I just don't get this one. And that's coming from someone who, for like 5 years, worked full-time at home on his computer. I would clock in, work on my computer, clock out, and then open Steam on that computer. This one's just a personal thing. I just don't get it. It's like saying, man, I use my car to drive to work. After work, I don't want to drive anywhere else for fun. Like, I just don't get it. This really just seems like you're trying to...
That's actually a really good analogy. That's a really good comparison, Joe. Very good comparison. So Hellfire, I feel like I'm on top of my game. Last night, took on and defeated a secret boss on the first try in mid-50s on Octopath 2. Never felt so motivated. Nice. Why didn't you download it on your SSD? I thought I did. I have like 3 different things on there, and sometimes my default for Steam is to go onto the hard drive because it's a bigger hard drive. It's like a 5 terabyte, I think, or 10 terabyte. I remember off the top of my head. That's where I usually put my Steam games because they run just fine. But this one actually sucks dick on the hard drive, so I had to put it on this SSD. Anyway.
To find reasons to not like the PC. If it's a change of scenery you want, like you work in an office and then you want to play games not in an office setting, great. Don't play games in an office setting then. You dork. Personal thing. Or as the kids say, skill issue. You have to replace parts every 6 months to keep up. Completely
What? You have to replace parts every 6 months. I have 1 terabyte SSDs. I tried... Most of my SSD... Well, I have 2 SSDs. One is purely for, like, my Windows boot. And for, like, the basic, like, apps and programs that you use to, like, work your PC. And the other one is for my YouTube stuff. It's another 1 terabyte. So, I usually don't put games on there, because sometimes it could be really ass. And I lose track of how much data I'm using, or space I'm using. So I usually will default to putting it on the HHD, because everything runs fine usually on that. But apparently Assassin's Creed Shadow doesn't, so I had to fix that.
Untrue because of the existence of graphic settings. Hardware on the PC has such incredible longevity. Being able to change the graphic settings means you drastically increase the lifespan of your hardware. That hardware, when you bought it, was targeting the top of the end graphics. But as time goes on, the top of the end keeps going, your hardware stays the same. That hardware of the console continues trying to match the top of the end performance, even though that's not a fair expectation, because there's no graphic setting. But on the PC, there is. You can keep targeting these things. You can keep just tweaking settings, playing new games, tweaking settings, and stretching out the lifespan of your hardware, because your hardware is not targeting anything higher than you want it to be targeting. I haven't upgraded my graphics card in over a year, and I really have no desire to. Not unless I find a really baller deal on one, because the hardware marketplace is just so rich on the PC that you can do that. But a necessity? No, it's absolutely not a necessity. I don't have to replace anything. I'm simply choosing not to because I'm happy with the performance that I have. I have a gaming rig that's perfectly capable of running basically everything I want at 1440p.
Yeah, I've had Babs for almost 3 years now. I don't plan on upgrading her anytime soon. She works like a dream. I don't need to do that. I probably only need to do that for another 5 years. Remember that the console gamer perspective is alien from that of the PC users. Remember that they have somehow developed the idea that they need to routinely upgrade regardless of any factors. Yep, you're right. And get you a larger SSD Gen 4. No, that's fine. I'm okay with what I have. But eventually I will replace that hard drive. Eventually. But for the moment, everything is running just fine. I have enough space to do the Assassin's Creed Shadow shit, and then I can just delete it later. It's not a big deal. It works just fine. But thank you, Octane. I appreciate it. Or Gen 5 if your PC can use that one. We're good right now, Octane. I appreciate the offer, though. Console gamers generally think that PC hardware is perishable and has expiration dates like food. It doesn't. My husband's had his PC since before we even got together, and he didn't upgrade his until, like, last year. And we've been together almost 10 years now. That tells you everything.
144 FPS, and I'm willing to change graphics settings to get to that point. But that is the way I want to play games. 1440p, 144 FPS. My monitor is 1440p with a refresh rate of 144 Hz, and the rig that I have on my computer is perfectly capable of playing all the games that I want to play at those metrics. So why would I upgrade? That's not necessary. Why would I do that? I have found the setup I want. There's nothing pushing me to go higher. I have the option to go higher in the future if I want, but that future's not now, so I don't care. The PC has no exclusives. This one's objectively wrong. The PC has
so many exclusives. Are you fucking stupid? Oh my god, there are so many games that are on Steam in GOG that you can't get anywhere else. What are you talking about? I will start with this now. I will just go with the best. There's at least 11 of them. Escape from Tarkov, Lost Ark, World of Warcraft, StarCraft 2, Dota 2, Dwarf Fortress, Kenshi, which my husband plays all the time, Ultra Kill, Satisfactory, Lethal Company, Gary's Mod. There's more. Oh, there's definitely more. Let's do it specifically for 2024. 1000X Resist, Children of the Sun, I Am Your Beast, Mini Shoot Adventures, Mouthwashing, Tactical Breach Wizards. I can keep going if I wanted to. Diablo is on other things. Divinity, I don't think is on any consoles. Age of Empires. Obviously, Total War Warhammer. Factorio. Ready or Not. Black Mesa. Valheim. I can keep going. There's plenty of them that exist. Sorry, I was super cry. I was cleaning the bedroom. How to move the bed. I was closer to the window. Hey, no problem, man. Is absolutely no issue. He has MMOs that has everything that not on console. Yeah, you're right. Also, almost every Trails game. Yeah. PC gaming is no good exclusive, only indie slop. Some of those indie games are probably the best that come out during the year. Is on consoles? I was not aware of that. Must have been an outdated thing. I was not aware that it released on consoles. Well, there might be some older ones that aren't on console. But I don't know. Lethal Company, yeah. There's so many games that are on PC that aren't on the systems. Like, are you stupid?
infinitely more exclusives than the consoles. They're just not the ones that get big commercials and billboards, which, if you have any brains at all, you should know that the presence of billboards and advertisements have nothing to do with the quality of the game itself. There's a million games that get...
I don't think Chained Echoes is on the consoles. Oh, it's on console too? Okay, well, I wasn't aware of that. It was exclusive for a while, but, Chained Echoes I don't think is on any... Let me verify that. Chained Echoes. Oh, no, it is. It is on the other systems. I take that back. There are plenty of them that are really good that aren't on console, though. Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I could probably go through a shit ton of other games that are on in Steam. Like, right now, you can't get anywhere else. Like, what? Can I play Peak, RV there yet? Repo, Lethal Company on console? I don't know about Repo. I think Repo might have been released on consoles. Console gamers think that every built PC whose budget is smaller than or equal or less than a console is inherently pointless. Yeah, because they're dumb.
They get marketed to hell and back, and they're complete dog shit. But because the PC is an open marketplace, you have more access to AA games, to indie games, games that couldn't exist in a corporate market space, like the consoles. The PCs, in terms of number of exclusives, the PC has way more exclusives than the consoles ever could. But even if you want to say that, oh, the PC doesn't have, like, the big, highly marketed exclusives, first of all, it's weird that you put value in the amount of money that goes into advertising things. Like, oh no, when we're talking about exclusives, what we're talking about is the big, like, big deal exclusives. But you don't even know it's a big deal exclusive unless someone spends hundreds of millions of dollars on the marketing. And I mean, I could spend hundreds of millions of dollars on marketing for anything. I could put a baseball in a plastic bag and spend hundreds of millions of dollars on marketing for that. And it would have the exact same power as The Last of Us 2 to you people. That's not a fair comparison. How is it not? The only difference between the exclusives on consoles and the exclusives on PC is that the exclusives on consoles have corporations throwing millions of dollars into marketing for them. That is the only difference. The PC has more exclusive games. And, ironically, the PC has access to all of the console exclusive games that you can't even play on consoles anymore. I want to play a bunch of GameCube games. I want to play a bunch of PS2 games. Modern consoles won't let me do that. The PC will. So, shut the fuck up. And that concludes what I think and what my Discord thinks are the biggest misconceptions with PC gaming. Obviously, there are more misconceptions. Obviously, PC gaming does not stop there. But I had a lot of fun with this. I hope you had a lot of fun with this. I hope you learned something today. And so, what we have learned applies to our lives today. God has a lot to say in this book. You know that God's word is spread well. Now there are songs that will take a look. Okay, do this one time. Oh no, it's CM Punk's.
Nice. Is that Book of Mormon? I think that might be Book of Mormon. But nice. Hey, what's up, Power Boss? Never mind the fact that custom-built PC's purpose is user-defined, and you can have something like a $2,050 mini PC that can emulate everything up to PS3, 360. Yep. Hey, thank you for being a member for 1 month, Zombie Killer. I appreciate you. And now we're gonna go to the next game. We're gonna say hi to Vera Dark. I do actually like her. Some of their takes I think are a little bit more on the right side than I would agree with, but good chunk of the time I do very much enjoy what she has to say. So let's get through one of her videos, shall we?
Have been filled with some absolutely phenomenal indie and AA titles, and when it comes to AAA games, they have fallen flat, and right now we are seeing the battle of the gun games. Arc Raiders is doing phenomenal, Battlefield 6 is struggling, and judging by the reaction online to Call of Duty Black Ops 7, things are not looking great for Microsoft Gaming. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, just a few weeks ago, we saw the Black Ops open period that didn't go over particularly well. A lot of people had a lot
of 200, not 2050. I have an R36 handheld. It costs like $30 and has thousands of games stored on it. Nice. Yeah, I'm getting a kick out of the discourse between Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6, and Black Ops 7. It's so fucking funny. Not gonna lie, I have a minor crush on Vera D. I mean, she's pretty. Objectively, she's pretty. Battlefield 6 is struggling? I'm not sure about that. Definitely not. I don't think it's struggling, but I mean, people are jumping from Battlefield 6 to Arc Raiders. I have noticed that, actually. Definitely a problem. Oh, yeah. Oh, it is. I think Battlefield 6 is still doing well, but there are a lot of people from Battlefield that are moving to Arc Raiders. I do know that. Not to say that it's too much to where it's gonna die, but it is happening.
of complaints, and I do genuinely think that there were quite a few gamers who decided to cancel their pre-orders after trying out the multiplayer in Zombies. But now that it is finally release day, sure, we do not have all of the numbers, we don't have the console numbers, and we also do not have the Activision Blizzard launcher figures itself. But judging by Steam, judging by the reaction on social media, things are looking very grim for Black Ops 7, while Arc Raiders is doing...
When it dropped, all I saw was videos of that terrible hallucination sequence. It looks like dog shit.
Phenomenal. Just yesterday, Arc Raiders actually released their community event for the new map, and within 24 hours, it released. And they knew clearly that the map was going to be able to launch on Call of Duty launch day. So this was a very aggressive move by the studio, and I don't blame them. I love...
Good. Good. Oh no, this woman, I seriously have problems with her, just like how I have a problem with many anti-world content creators. They're hollow and shallow as fuck. I don't agree with everything she says, but I do agree with some of her takes. Obviously she's correct with this one, because Black Ops 7 is getting its absolute ass handed to it. And I agree with her in the sense of, I don't like when Western... How do I want to put this? I don't like when Western localizers completely take the meaning of a game's dialogue and flip it to their own desire. To push their own narrative. I don't like that. That pisses me off. And that's partially why Japanese studios have pulled away. I agree with her in the fact that I don't like how there's a dichotomy between games that have women that look more realistic and the fantastical women that we see in a lot of Eastern gaming. I meant woke, not world. I don't hate Vera Dark. She just has her own narratives and that I dislike. Sure. Overall, I find Vera pretty reasonable for the most part. She comes off as genuinely pro-consumer and pro-creative freedom for the most part. I'll agree with that. But yeah, she like everybody who does a lot of political stuff, pushes an agenda. That's how it is. I don't do that because I'm not a political person. That's not my bag. I don't. As long as you're not an asshole to me, I don't care which side of the aisle you fall in. But yeah, I take what she says with a grain of salt. But in this case, I think it's really funny, and I agree with her.
Of seeing Call of Duty have some serious competition, but it looks like they would have had problems just by their own doing, because right now we are seeing a major amount of backlash online. First of all, on Black Ops 7 release day, we're seeing Arc Raiders release their new map. Microsoft Gaming has some serious competition. Looking over on Twitch,
Ha, get fucked. Get fucked, Activision.
Call of Duty at one point had 124,000 viewers when Arc Raiders had 220,000. Now, the thing with Call of Duty is that over the next couple of days, I'm certain that it's going to overthrow Arc
Fair enough, Spectre, fair enough. Thankfully, I have it on 2x speed, so you don't have to listen for very long. I've not really heard anything about Vera Dark I've found to be ridiculous or wrong, but most people I've met who strongly dislike her mostly just bank on she's an anti-woke. I know people do. A lot of people don't like that, but again, I look at all sides of the aisle because that's the best way to find your own solid viewpoint on matters. Because if you don't look at the other side of the aisle just because you don't like them, you're not going to understand what they're coming from. But that's just what I think.
Raiders simply because you are going to see more deals, them paying streamers to promote their game, them paying content creators to cover their title. And so all of these games right now are sort of in the honeymoon period. Battlefield 6, Black Ops 7, and Arc Raiders, all are...
I don't know, Razor Ultron, I'm sorry. I have no control over that. At least she isn't obnoxious like Smash AT, yes.
For, I would say, generally the same audience. So in 2 months, come the beginning of January, we are really going to see, once the honeymoon period wears off, which games are actually still around, still being heavily played, which one players are...
Oh, Arc Raiders is still going to be around. Arc Raiders is going to last a lot longer than Black Ops 7. I will say that for sure.
With the most. Now, with something like Arc Raiders, they have said that they have about a 10-year roadmap. We heard the same thing with Halo Infinite. They just decided to stop development on that after only 4 years. So companies can make a lot of promises, but it's only been a couple of weeks since release, and they're already launching new Arc bots. They're already releasing new maps. They're already releasing new guns and new items, and it just seems that they are so much more passionate. This weekend, we also were seeing the release of Where Winds Meet, which had 10 million pre-registrations. I think that is...
I've heard about Where Winds Meet. I haven't looked into it, though. Should I? Huh. I'm not sure. Maybe I should look into that. I don't know.
Also going to do pretty good. So right now we're just seeing a lot of indie and AA games truly dominating, and I love that Microsoft has them a competition. Early impressions of Call of Duty Black Ops 7's campaign have been utterly scathing. It's actually impressive. I didn't realize a COD campaign could be so bad. It is by far the worst campaign ever. Abysmal dog shit. Black Ops 7's campaign has to be a comedy. There's no way a multi-trillion-dollar company greenlit this. Holy shit, Call of Duty is genuinely creatively bankrupt. Thank God for Game Pass. Yeah, after playing the open beta or access period, I decided I wasn't going to play it on Game Pass. I wasn't going to buy it. I wasn't going to...
Shut the fuck up, Nib! Well, I guess in this case he might be wrong, but generally, fuck Nib. Generally, fuck Nib. Absolute gobshite.
Worth this at all whatsoever. Genuinely doesn't deserve it. Just finished the Black Ops 7 campaign solo in 4 hours and 30 minutes of playtime. I can confidently say it's one of, if not the worst Call of Duty campaign I've ever played in my life. And the thing with Call of Duty is that it's supposed to have multiple different modes. Like, you have multiplayer, you have the campaign, you have zombies, and I think that all of those things together, yeah, used to actually give it a higher value. And I thought years and years ago the Call of Duty value was there, but I don't anymore because trash does not deserve to have an even singular dollar price tag. And it's sad that we've seen such a legendary series fall so far so fast. And Call of Duty is also getting wrecked because of a large amount of AI-generated artwork across core assets like calling cards, posters, reward icons instead of human craft.
Oof. Oof. Lots of AI generation. Oof. Laziness. Oof.
Despite being a major blockbuster title charging full price. Now, the thing with AI is that I understand it's inevitable to be used as a tool. I think it's an okay tool. Should it be a full replacement for human beings? Not necessarily, but the thing here is that this is coming from, yes, a multi-trillion-dollar company. We are talking about a game that is $70, and in the case of something like Arc Raiders,
I'll say that if you are charging $60, $70 for a game, and you're giving me AI-generated bullshit in an absolutely ass campaign, we're gonna have a problem. A lot of words with nothing to say when it comes to Nib. Exactly. Word salad. Yummy, yummy. Thing is, the people who genuinely hate her generally recommend avoiding her content entirely, or only watch edited and out-of-context clips considered cherry-picked by woke culture warriors. You're probably right. But again, I look at both sides of the aisle, because that's the only way you can have a informed critical thinking, or critical thought.
I think that we view it a little bit differently because they are smaller. We are talking about it only being a $40 game, and we know that Call of Duty is going to be monetized to hell and back, so they are, yes, going to make a lot of money off this. Probably $1 billion, like every single Call of Duty does now. But should they be using AI art so prevalently? I don't necessarily think so. We also are seeing Black Ops 7 campaign cannot be paused by solo players, has no checkpoints, and requires an online connection at all time. That is
fuck that. That is bullshit. That is absolute bullshit. I, like Alex and a lot of the other salt miners, absolutely despise the concept that for solo played campaigns nowadays, you have to be fucking online. You have to be connected to the goddamn internet to play. That is so fucking stupid. I should not have to connect to the internet to play a single person story-based game. It's unacceptable. It's unsat. It is absolutely unsat. Fuck that shit. Fuck all of that to hell. It is so goddamn stupid.
absolutely crazy to me that they are not giving you basic features within this experience. It talks about how it's out today, and as such, swarms of people are trying out the new campaign to see the latest development in the beloved Black Ops narrative. To their surprise, they're discovering a few quirks proving to be a tad frustrating. Many of these problems stem from the solo experience, for once the Call of Duty campaign cannot be paused. Even if you're playing on your own, the narrative focuses on a squad of characters, but no AI companions come in to replace the role that other players would. It has no checkpoint system, meaning if you quit out of the game for any reason, you have to start a mission over from the beginning. Also, the campaign requires an online connection at all times, meaning if you suddenly go offline for whatever reason, including game updates, which can appear daily and without warning, you will lose progress. And it really sucks to see the simple features should be available in a full-price video game, and it just goes to show how little they're actually listening to their customers and how much they're listening to, let's just say, brain-dead Fortnite.
They don't care. They don't care. They want your money. They know that they can ride off the Black Ops and Call of Duty brand names. It's stupid. It's asinine. Why the fuck do you think that's okay? What I think should happen, it probably won't, is that when you see shit like this, when you see companies that don't give a fuck about their player base, they need to be punished for it. Do not let them have access to your wallet. Ever. If they play this shit. I will say, however, that though I held off on it, I did buy a Switch 2. And I did buy ZA. I will not deny that. I will hold that shame on my chest out front for everybody to see. Pick on me all you want. Completely understandable. But there are a lot of other shit that I just won't touch. I just won't. I don't plan on ever playing Ghost of Yotai. I have no interest in playing that. At all. Or Yote, whatever. I have no interest in that. I don't give a shit. There are a lot of games that I just don't care about touching. And I won't touch. Unless I'm paid for it. Like Assassin's Creed Shadow. I didn't want to play it. I wasn't going to play it. I didn't have a choice. So, yeah.
Streamers. I myself am a streamer. I stream 25 to 30 hours of video games every single week. I mean, I even pick up extra days of streaming. Like tonight, I'm going to be streaming Arc Raiders, the brand new map at 8 p.m. Eastern, which I'm hyped for because I love video games. And yes, do stream these titles. They need to put customers first. Stop putting streamers first. Stop putting content creators first. Make good games, and the content creators will show up to support them. But even the movement is...
That is another thing I will give Vera. She actually plays video games that she talks about. She actually fucking plays video games on stream a lot. I will give her that. Because there are a lot of people that are in the gaming sphere that don't play games at all. They just talk shit and give their opinions. Like, I'll tip my hat to that.
Is different because they're trying to appeal to Fortnite players. They're trying to make the title as quickly as possible for these streamers that have, a very short attention span, and that does suck to see, and that's why, I'm not particularly sad that Call of Duty is, going to face some problems. Again, I'm certain that it is going to sell pretty well, but reception is very important in this day and age. The game just came out today, and it is already at mix over on Steam. Not recommended. You can't even pause the campaign because it's designed like Warzone. It's a disaster. They messed everything up. To top it all off, you have to play in co-op, and they give you the experience for both multiplayer and Warzone. They absolutely messed it up. That is even an understatement. The game will be fun for ADHD Fortnite kids. Launch game. Restart requires update. Relaunch game. Select Black Ops 7. Game close to open. Black Ops 7. Updating shaders. Finally play the game after having your time wasted, only to realize your time is still being wasted, and you wasted $70 for it. This game is bad, feels so cheap, yet charges full price. It plays and feels terrible. I don't know, maybe I'm getting old. Glad I could refund. The first couple of weeks of Black Ops 7 are going to be great. Players actually looking like soldiers, gunfire.
What? Uh-oh. Agreed. I hope this forces Activision to stop releasing Call of Duty games for 3 years. Also, absolutely no excuse for always online DRM for single player. There's no excuse for that. Fuck that all the way off. Absolutely fuck that. Next year will be Infinity Ward's Call of Duty release and will bring back the series. It is a cycle. Yeah. 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 Anyways, I think we're good on this one. We'll go to the next one. Get rid of some of these. Ubisoft restock. I don't care about that. We're back to Joe from Seattle. I'm gonna watch this because I want to watch at least one thing of people just absolutely losing their shit over Expedition 33 getting nominated so much. I love it. I love it. Oh, it sustains me. It sustains me. So let's laugh at some fucking tards. Let's laugh at some fucking dumbasses who are so butthurt that a justifiably, objectively good game is getting rewarded for being good, and the studio that actually gives a flying fuck about their player base is amazing.
That's right, baby.
We're getting 12. We're gonna sweep. We're probably not. I want them to sweep. They're probably not going to. Something's gonna get rigged. Oh, they're gonna win so many fucking awards, and it's so deserved. It's so deserved.
It's that time of year where all the fanboys get to tally up all the numbers and act like they mean literally anything when the numbers are given to them by a panel of judges that...
Also, for the YouTuber things, don't forget to like and share the stream. 3 more donos, and I will put some sexy Madam Hellfire picture up on screen so you guys have something to look at on top of the video. You can goon out all you want. Like, share the stream. We are trying to get to 2K subscribers by the end of the year. Your help is greatly appreciated, and your support is even more appreciated. Back to the video.
look like this. This is the panel of judges that judges the Game Awards. This is a... you know my favorite thing about the Game Awards is? I say this every single year. People act like the Game Awards matter as soon as their favorite logo is up on screen, but if their favorite logo is not up on screen, they act like the Game Awards are completely stupid. And
I don't even play games like Expedition 33, but I hope it sweeps games made with passion and not corporate board. Yep. We'll win exactly 33 awards. I hope fucking so. Right now they're at 7. Right now they're at 7. And I love that for them. Give them another 12. Give them all the awards. They deserve it.
Of gamers, which is true. The Game Awards are not representative of gamers. They are stupid. All just a big circle jerk for the industry. But I just love that everyone is so reliably stupid about this, because if these people who do not represent the industry give praise to the game that you like, suddenly they're credible to you. If they give praise to a game you don't like, or if they fail to give praise to a game that you do like, they're not legitimate to you. Guys, they're not legitimate ever. That's the whole problem here. But anyways, the Game Award nominees were dropped. Game of the Year, which is the only category people really care about.
You're right. You're right. But I have a sneaking suspicion that there's gonna be an absolute bullshit winner for Game of the Year. I have a feeling Expedition 33 is gonna get snubbed. I hope not. I hope they win. Because it is by far the best game that's been released this year. But we'll see.
Really, the only big contender here is Claire Obscure. I don't really see how any of these other games top Claire Obscure. I mean, Claire Obscure also apparently has the most nominations for a single game ever.
Yep.
And I'm probably going to do a deeper video on the nominations as a whole, but I wanted to give my quick fire thoughts out here before we get into the topic of the video, because would you believe it? PlayStation fanboys are acting like morons about the Game Award noms again. Who saw that?
Yep.
I know. It is kind of wild to me. There's only 2 games here that aren't sequels to something, and that's assuming you don't count Donkey Kong Bonanza as a sequel to something, which by some definitions you could say it's a sequel. But also when you just look at how many nominations each of these games have individually, and like how the journos like to act with these types of things, Claire Obscure is going to win. Whether or not you think that's a good thing is up to you, but it's going to win. This is going to be the year of Claire Obscure sweep. And like, if you enjoy Claire Obscure, absolutely, God bless. It's been on my backlog for so long. Somebody gifted it to me like a week after it came out, and I still feel so bad for not having played it yet. I'm just intimidated.
Joe, fix it. Everybody tag Joe and tell him to fucking play the game. I will do it. I will even do it. I will fucking do it. I will find his... Does he have a Twitter? Yes, he does. Yes, he fucking does. It's time to tag his ass. Go bug him. Go bug him. Do it. Do it. Go bug him. Don't brigade him. Just poke fun. Try. We want him to play the game. We want him to play it.
Intimidated by big games like this, you guys. They scare me. They're big and large, and it's freaky. But I will play it, okay? I will play it. But what I really want to talk about right now is this tweet from the Game Awards that says, quote, here's a look at the most nominated publishers for the Game Awards 2025. And Sony Interactive Entertainment is at the top with 19 nominations. Now, if you are an actual gamer, the publishing team should not be who you're really even giving a shit about. The publishers just sign the checks. They don't fucking do anything. The publisher is not responsible for anything more than just paying the most money to have their sticker on the box, or paying the most money to have the game limited to their console for X number of months. And every publisher is capable of publishing good or bad games because the publisher does not make any of the creative decisions. The publisher is not responsible for the game being good or bad. Now, do some publishers have better track records than others? Yes, absolutely. Some publishers have better track records than others. But really, unless you are an indie publisher, I don't care about this. And gamers really shouldn't care either. We should care about the developers. We should care about the creatives. I could give a shit less who is publishing a game as long as I enjoy the game itself, and as long as the publisher isn't doing shady shit that makes me not want to give the publisher any money for leeching off the creative decisions of the creatives. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I, as a gamer, do not have any...
Yeah. Yeah. I love that the journos... Will you tag my ass too? I don't know. Should I? Should I? I need to play E33. I've only played a little bit of the prologue. I'll see if I can get a physical copy at a cheaper price or if it gets added to get the Game Pass Premium catalog. Play it. It is well worth it. It is one of the games I had to 100% because I loved it so much. I spent how many hours? Hold on. Let me see how many hours that I spent on this. Clear Obscure Expedition 33. I spent 102 hours, almost 103 hours. 100%ing that game, getting all 55 achievements. It was too good of a game for me to not do that. And I do not 100% a lot of games. I don't. I've only perfected 13 games total. And those are games that I really liked. I perfected Monster Hunter Wilds. I perfected V Rising. Darksiders War Mastered Edition, I completed. Obviously, Clair Obscure. Darksiders Genesis, I 100%ed. Chained Echoes, I 100%ed. Doom the Dark Ages, I 100%ed. It Takes Two, 100%. Lust for Darkness, 100%. Amnesia, Machine for Pigs, 100%. Dead Take, 100%. Unpacking, 100%. And Montaro is just, it was just fun. A little Chiba Inu game, and I liked it. But, like, I don't 100% a lot of games, because I'm not a completionist. I don't base my gamer status off of, like, how many trophies I have. But then there are games that I just absolutely adore. I'm gonna play them. Until I get all those achievements. Dead Take was amazing. Yes, it fucking was.
Publishers where I'm like, oh man, they're publishing that game. Ooh, I'm interested. But I do have publishers where I'm like, oh, they're publishing that game. Ooh, count me out. Epic Games springs to mind. Ubisoft springs to mind. I just don't want to give money to these companies because they've established many times that they openly are not respectful of their customers, and they're perfectly happy to leech off the talents of the people that they've given enough money to own. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yup. Fuck Ubisoft. Fuck Ubisoft right the hell off. Eat a dick. Eat a whole bag of dicks.
Here, praising the publisher is just a weird thing to do, unless you're part of a corporate system that is hosting a show on December 11th that is literally only intended to praise the corporate system. See above point about how these are the judges of this show. These are the people who are deciding who should get all the awards.
You're not wrong,
like,
Joe.
You don't hate game journalists enough. What was that one outlet that gave Arc Raiders a 2 out of 5 simply because it used AI voices or something?
Okay, let me address the AI voices thing. Yes, they used AI voices. However, they paid the voice actors that they trained those AI bots on. They paid them. So somebody got paid. It wasn't just completely ripping somebody's work. I'm sorry for your loss, Spectre. I really am. I'm glad that it could give you something good to look forward to. It was an amazing play for me. I still get choked up just watching other people play it and bring it up. I get choked the fuck up. But anyways, I don't like AI, but I will give Arc Raiders credit and I won't mollywop them because they actually paid people for the stuff that they trained their AI on. I can guarantee you that Black Ops 7 didn't do that.
But then Black Ops 7, which openly uses AI for a lot of its design, 3 out of 5. Actually, I really like this one. But Arc Raiders, 2 out of 5 shouldn't use AI, doofus dork. Like, I swear, you do not hate the AAA industry enough. However much you hate it, you don't hate it enough. Where was I going with this? Oh, yes, the point of the video, anyways, is that I went over this post about how the Game Awards is already sucking off corporations, because of course that's the entire point of the show. But since the corporation being sucked off the most here is Sony, and since the corporate fan base that is the most desperate for W's right now is Sony, can you guess which community was being really stupid in the responses to this?
The Sony ponies. The ponies are so upsetty spaghetti. All I'll say is I don't wish dementia on anyone. Yes. Dementia is very difficult. Alzheimer's and dementia fucking suck.
This tweet, would you believe me if I said it was Sony? Like, congratulations, yeah, you got 19 nominations. I went through the list. All 19 of these nominations are between 2 games. One of them is Death Stranding, which isn't even yours. That game's going to PC and most likely Xbox, because it's owned by Kojima, who put the first Death Stranding on PC and Xbox. And the second game that got all the nominations was Ghost of Yotei. Congratulations, you copy-pasted all the good things from Ghost of Tsushima and turned up the graphics. Like, yeah, of course it got art direction noms. It was a big budget open world game. Of course it got best action adventure noms.
Yep, Joe is not wrong here. Like, we knew what games were gonna get nominations. We knew this from the jump.
Hey, so when I recorded that part of the video, I completely forgot Helldivers 2 is a Sony game. So, like, Helldivers 2 is up for a couple noms. It's up for, like, Best Multiplayer and Best Ongoing. And I mentioned this later, too, but there's also a nomination up there for Best Anticipated for Wolverine. So, like, the 19 nominations that Sony got, only 2 of them were actually for games from this year, which actually makes everything I'm about to say even worse. And, like, I'm not even saying Ghost of Yotei is a bad game. From everything I hear, it's a very good game. I'm moderately excited to play it once it inevitably comes to PC. But can you really say that Ghost of Yotei deserves all of this praise for gameplay innovation and great new gameplay ideas in 2025? Ghost of Yotei, you can...
No, I don't think so. Eurogamer better not off 2 points from every game that uses AI going forward if they believe that. No, they won't. They absolutely won't. They're all of them are hypocritical. 99% of these game journals are 100% hypocritical.
You can be perfectly happy with it. You can think it's a great game that does everything right and it's a fantastic experience. But are you really going to tell me that all of the creative heavy lifting for that game was done in 2025? Are you sure? But anyways, let's just look through the responses of this fucking tweet and see how the PlayStation faithful are handling the fact that they got 19 nominations, 9 of which were for a game that they don't have any actual ownership over, and 9 of them were for a almost entirely copy-pasted sequel. Oh, that leaves one more. Sorry. It was like 9.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty fucking bad. Honestly.
9 between Death Stranding and Ghost of Yotei. It might have been 10 and 8. Again, I completely forgot Helldivers 2 was a Sony game. It's like 8 Death Stranding, 8 Ghost of Yotei, 2 Helldivers, 1 Wolverine. Not that this fucking matters. The point I'm making is that this is like, even though Sony got the most nominations, this is not at all indicative of it being a good year for Sony output. And if you actually give a shit about games, you should know.
Sony's just getting bodied by E33. It's just getting bodied. It's hilarious, and I love watching PlayStation gamers and Sony ponies in general. Not PlayStation gamers. I'll pull that back. Sony ponies, because it's not all PlayStation gamers. A lot of them are great. I know a lot of people that are perfectly great people that aren't up their ass about this shit. It's the Sony ponies.
The point I'm trying to make. It doesn't matter. Keep going. But there is one Sony nomination that wasn't between those 2 games. It was for most anticipated for Wolverine. So Sony got the most nominations. Half of them were for a game that isn't theirs. Half of them is for a game where all of the good ideas were from 5 years ago, and one of them is for a game that doesn't actually exist yet. Cool stuff, guys. Cool stuff. Never beaten the no games allegation. Although I do find it very impressive that you managed to get the most nominations with, at best, 1 game. Good stuff here, boys. Let's see what the community's saying. Jivish says Microsoft bought 2 whole-ass publishers and still couldn't top the list. Lol. Yes, because if you don't get Game Award nominations, it's not possible for you to be a good game. And listen, I'm in no mood to defend Microsoft this year. I'm really not. But are we really trying to say that Microsoft somehow didn't make good decisions by buying 2 publishers and then making a fucking ass load of money off of those publishers? That's number 1. Number 2, are we really implying that games aren't praiseworthy unless you get a whole bunch of nominations at the Game Awards? Because, I mean, see above point about how Sony topped that list with 3 games, one of which is...
Okay. There are so many good games that were not nominated this year that should have gotten nominated. Like, I would argue Dead Take deserved something, because that game was fucking awesome. There are plenty of indie games that don't get any recognition by the mainstream that came out this year. That doesn't make them any less good. Shut the fuck up.
Isn't out, and one of which isn't theirs. Microsoft published a metric ass load of games this year. I mean, if you want to talk about how many people are playing their games, they certainly have some of the most people playing their games. In terms of just content coming out, Microsoft is stomping Sony. This was the year that Microsoft dropped Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, which was one of my favorite games of the year.
And Chronos. You're right.
4, which I hear is fantastic. There was the Oblivion remaster, which was one of the most played games of the year. It's not like Microsoft had a bad year. They just didn't fund a couple Oscar bait games. That's all this is. And this is what I mean when I emphasize that I, as a gamer, don't care about these things. Because I, as a gamer, am not represented by these things. I'm not represented by which game looks the prettiest, which game has the most realistic faces. I care about gameplay. My favorite games of this year are nowhere...
Yes, you are, TPG. You are a Sony player. You are a PlayStation gamer that is not an asshole. I would not call you a Sony pony. 100%. You're correct.
On these noms. My favorite games of last year were nowhere on those noms. At least I think not. My game of the year last year was Another Crab's Treasure. If you are the target audience for the Game Awards, do you think you've even heard of Another Crab's Treasure? Even though that was the single best game I played last year and one of the best games I've played this decade period, this show doesn't matter. The only way that the people judging these shows even hear about your game is if you have a publisher throwing enough money at it. That's not gaming. That's marketing. Mr. Kell's Game says, I mean, it's a Sony thing. Greatness. And a picture of a shirtless guy. Because, you know, whenever I'm trying to assert dominance over people, I just post pictures of other shirtless men that I just have on hand. But also, again, you guys...
Time Stranger didn't get nominated, but that doesn't invalidate the... Exactly, random boy. You're right. I haven't played that either. I need to play the other Digimon games that I have before I even touch that. Ponies are conditioned to only care about Western blockbusters. Yup. I love Uncharted, but thank you, Uncharted, for that.
You just looked at the number of nominations. You didn't even look at the details. 19 nominations. One of them is for a game that's not out. Death Stranding was Kojima, not you, not Sony. Sony just threw enough money at the marketing team to claim ownership over it. The game's not theirs. And the other goes to Yotei, a game that I'm sure is great. I'm sure is really fun. All of its good ideas were from 5 years ago. It is a very old school kind of sequel, and I'm not even saying that's a bad thing. One of my favorite games of all time is Arkham City. Arkham City is also a copy-paste of good ideas. It's just Arkham Asylum, but bigger. Like, this is not a Doom to Doom Eternal situation, or Doom Eternal to Doom Dark Ages situation, where the sequel very clearly goes off and does its own thing. It's not even like a Dark Souls 3 to Elden Ring situation, where the core of the game is the same, but the scale and the scope have been so drastically increased that it's an entirely new experience. No, it's just more Tsushima, and that's okay. But if you...
Yeah, that's okay. But don't paint it as what it is. I need to get Time Stranger myself, because I have other Digimon games. What other Digimon games do I have that I need to play? I have Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition. I have Survive, and I have Next Order that I need to play. before I can even touch the new one. Yeah. I got a lot to do, guys. I got a lot to do. And I'm still in the mix for the Shin Megami games and the Atlas games that I still got to go through.
Using that.
I'm almost done with Golden. I'm almost done with Persona 4 Golden, okay? I'm almost done. I have 2 more achievements I need to get. I'm almost done. And then I will start recording Persona 5 content for channel members. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm running behind.
As your benchmark for greatness, that is just more of the thing.
No, I don't think this is Ace Combat. I think this might be Warframe. Not Warframe, what is it called? Starts the war. I don't remember what it is. My brain hurts. My brain hurts. What is it called? What is it called? What is it called? What is it called? It's a free-play game. War Thunder. There you go. I think it's War Thunder.
Go. I wish you could see the face I'm making right now. Because the face I'm making is a face that I make when people say that things are really awesome. This is great. It's so cool. And I'm over here playing tons of games with tons of different ideas from tons of different publishers. And I'm just like, if this is your benchmark for greatness, do you even play games?
You're not a game. I would argue you are not a gamer if you think what defines a game's validity or what defines a game's worth is nominations. You are not a gamer. You're a fucking tourist. Get the fuck out of my house.
Do you even care? Gilbert Simon says, then they say PS5 have no games. Yes, again, these you got the most nominations on the least number of games for that many nominations. Because you have, at best, 1 game here. I can give 50 nominations to 1 game, and it would still put you at the top of this list. And that 1 game's gonna get ported to PC anyways. So, like, do you really have games? At Nomura115. Ooh, with the Naruto profile picture. He's so fucking cool. Don't go to school tomorrow, kids. I'm gonna swear.
Hey, leave my boy Itachi alone. Leave my boy alone. But you're right, though. Edgy boy. If you got an Itachi picture, you're an edgy boy. Yeah.
With water guns. Oh boy, that was dark. Sorry. Oink, oink, zoo pals. Woof, woof, zoo pals. I had to lighten that up. Anyways, PS5 has no games crowd. Real quiet. I'm actually very loud right now, is the thing. I'm quite loud. Anyone can give 1 million nominations to 1 game. That doesn't mean you have a bunch of games, especially when the only games from you that got nominations are going to other platforms. Death Stranding is absolutely going to other platforms. Ghost of Yotei is almost certainly going to other platforms.
Yeah, Death Stranding is going to come to the PC, and my husband's going to be all over it. He 100%ed the original Death Stranding. He loves that shit. He is hard up for Death Stranding 2.
Platforms. Wolverine is already on other platforms. That's the best part of this. Insomniac's Wolverine is actually playable on PC. It's been playable on PC. Which, like, bro, the times be a-changin'. Gamers Ox says 75 billion get doubled up by your competition is crazy. Except they really didn't. Where it matters is the thing. Anyone can get glazed by journalists. Individual developers get glazed all the time. Individual publishers get glazed all the time. That's not what matters. I thought we were all in agreement at this point on these things. That award shows are not actually reflective.
Again, if you define a game's worth by critic reviews, journalist reviews, and Game Awards wins, you're a tourist. You are not a gamer. I don't care how many achievements you have or trophies you have. You're not a gamer. Get the fuck out of my house.
Of the state of the industry. It's the state of journalists. Hogwarts Legacy was the best-selling game of the year that it came out, and it wasn't even uttered at that year's Game Awards because the journalists didn't like it. Backyard Baseball was re-released on Steam. It's not going to be mentioned at the Game Awards at all, despite it being better than every single game.
Somebody clip me saying get the fuck out of my house so I can put it on my soundboard.
There. If you are actually a gamer who cares about the games and doesn't just care about the corporations, you should not care about the Game Awards. Do you?
Or clip, you're a tourist, get the fuck out of my house. Because that would be funny. That'd be funny to have on my soundboard.
Understand. Sony makes award bait. That's just what they do. If that's what they want to do, then that's fine. But you have to be able to recognize that's what it is. They do realistic art styles, they do super basic gameplay that anybody can replicate, and they make you feel like you're in a freaking movie, dude. You're in a movie playing these games. I mean, I care about games, so I don't give a shit about being in a movie. But if that's what you like, that's okay. And if you're a journalist, that has to be what you like. But I mean, you have people like Pino, which is another year where Sony's dominating. GOAT. Sony's the GOAT. Because Sony's 19 nominations are totally indicative of them as a publisher, right? It's not just split between 2 games that are not at all indicative of what Sony gives you. GOAT. What matters is the logo on the box. GOAT. Do you see why I'm so annoyed at all this? GOAT. Alex Campbell says, and Xbox owners say Sony don't release games. Ha 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 ha. Because you saw the number 19 and you didn't even check. You didn't even check which, like, how many games was split between. You didn't even look. We got 19 nominations. That means we're releasing games left and right. No, you're not. You're not. That's why it's funny. Look. Anyone can release a game that gets glazed. Anyone can do that.
Yeah. Morning, Oleander. Anybody can put out a game that's... Anyone can put out a game that's bait. Are you kidding? Yeah, that's probably not very hard if you use all the tropes and you make it cinematic. That is not indicative of it being good.
What matters is that you're releasing games that people want to play. What matters is that you're not just sitting there on top of your giant pile of money, releasing one game every blue moon, and that one game gets 50 million nominations, and then you're like, well, I mean, the journalist gave us 50 million nominations. What do you mean? We're not doing any more than that. We're not doing any more. We slapped our sticker on a Kojima game. Of course we get nominations. No, Kojima made Death Stranding 2. Well, we put our sticker on the box. Oh my gosh, thank you for all the nominations for Death Stranding 2. Sincerely, Sony. Death Stranding 2, a Sony game. A Sony, that's us. That's us. No, it's not. No, it isn't. You just paid enough money to put your sticker on the box. But that's all it is. That's all that matters. All that matters to you people is whose sticker is on the box. And it's so pathetic. It's such a depressing way to look at video games. And I just can't. I just don't understand how you people play games like this or call yourselves gamers like this. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me.
Thank you, Spectre. You the homie.
So be sure to watch the Game Awards for the trailers and nothing else because I could not give a fuck less about who wins any.
Exactly. I'm only going to watch for the trailers and watch Expedition 33 just absolutely mog the other games. Oh, it's going to be so glorious. And the salt that's going to come out of it. Oh. I might stream it. I don't know. We'll see.
Any of these. Oh boy. Okay. You know what? Do this all the time. I don't care anymore. Senpai Joe, you make my earthquake winky face. I don't know what the fuck that means. Kushko, smile. Oh no, it's CM Punk. So Joe gives gas on your.
Okay, we're done with that. Next. Oh, it's Vigilante. It's the homie. Hi, Vigilante. I think this is going to be Harmon. I think this is Harmon, but we'll have to see.
Influencer to these Game Awards nominations has been nothing short of chaotic. But before we get into this, please hit the like button and the hype button as well. It really helps out small channels like mine to be able to stand up to the greedy corporations and the toxic influencers. You can already see what's happening the moment the nomination.
I'm reminded of a video by some Sony fanboy who's predicting that somehow Intergalactic will be a better action game than Ninja Gaiden and Devil May Cry because animations. I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna go there live, so seeing it live and hearing the music is gonna make you cry. Oh yeah, and because Naughty Dog was one of the earlier developers to make use of fancy animation tech for games. Yep, Naughty Dog fell off hard.
Drop. Some people tried to pretend they didn't care. Some tried to claim the Game Awards don't matter, and then you have others who couldn't hide how much this actually bothered them. And nobody made that clear. The one Nintendo influencer fanboy in particular, Harmon Smith. The man is absolutely losing it over.
This is the only Harmon you're getting today. The only Harmon you're getting today. Unless the other video from Vegan Vigilante has Harmon in it, then in which case, yeah. In which case, we're just gonna have to deal. Yeah. Thought you would this one. I thought you would no. It's this one and the Nintendo influencer one that I have back to back. Yeah. Yeah, this is the only Harmon you guys are getting.
Over these nominations. You don't believe me? Check this out.
We all know that the Game Awards are a complete and total joke. The past decade of this show.
They're a joke, but you cry every time what you want doesn't win. The game that you are just fapping it like DSP2 doesn't win, and you cry about it for years. You're still crying about Elden Ring. And Elden Ring won, what, 3 years ago? 2 years ago? And you're still crying about it? Not each. I just picked a bunch of different ones that I wanted to listen to. There's a lot of them. You're on there. You're probably towards the end. You're probably the last one I'm going to look at. I think so. No, you're not. You're not. You're in 3 videos. If I get there. We'll see. Because we're almost 2 hours in and I haven't done anything else today.
Has just been complete garbage of Jeff Keighley trying to control the discourse in the gaming community by propping up games that nobody cares
So it was 3 years ago. Yeah, he's still crying about it. He's still crying.
By downplaying all the major Nintendo releases and just continuing this farce for years. It is
because Nintendo hasn't put anything good out. Nothing good has come out. Don't forget Baldur's Gate 3. He still cried. Yeah, he's cried about that for like, what, 2 years now? Oh. Cry, bitch, cry, complain. You don't think it matters, but you still fucking cry. You're a bitch.
It is embarrassing how, in a lot of ways, the Game Awards is kind of the last stand of gaming journalism because for a brief period of time, game journals were able to...
No, nobody gives a fuck about game journalism that's worth their salt. Anybody who's smart and is an actual gamer doesn't give a fuck about the gaming journalisms at all. Just watched the newest episode of My Hero, and damn, it's good. I'm so behind on My Hero. I'm probably like several seasons behind. I just don't have time. They only put out 3 games so far this year. Yup.
Gaslight the masses into thinking that the show was unbiased, that the judges weren't paid off, that there was nothing wrong here, that it was all just...
Yeah, Takes Two is great. It was a great game. It's one of the ones that I've completed 100%. Did it with my husband. We both completed the game 100% together.
All of this was done purely out of the...
Remember that one of his New Year's resolutions was specifically to hate on BG3 and Elden Ring harder than he did before? He's such a bitch. He's such a bitch.
love for the medium. And that is very observably not true, not even looking at the award, but not the real nominees at this point. You know, just this one...
He's practically having a complete breakdown because Nintendo only secured 3 meaningful spots this year. And the irony is that this is the same person who always says the Game Awards are rigged, corrupt, anti-Nintendo, and irrelevant. But the second Nintendo doesn't dominate...
Yeah, why do you care? If it doesn't matter, then why do you care? 3 trash level games and 1 decent game console. Yup.
The ballot,
and 1 decent game coming. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yep. I haven't seen anything that I'm super excited for on the Switch at all.
The biggest injustice of the year, and the #1 talking point on his channel. But here's what's wild. He's not the only one reacting like this. Even the more positive Nintendo influencers, the ones who pretend to be calm and collected, couldn't hide how irritated they were. They weren't as brash as he was, but you can see it in the way they frame their videos. You can hear it in how they emphasize the categories. You can feel it in the forced optimism they're trying to push. They're bothered, they're frustrated. They expected more nominations, and now they're trying to pretend none of this matters. But the problem is simple. Nintendo didn't deliver enough award-caliber games this year, and the panel recognized that. That's the reality. You can twist it, cry about it, blame Sony, blame the judges, blame...
Cry, cope, seethe, mold, sit and spin.
The industry, or scream conspiracy. None of that changes the fact that the quality and density of Nintendo's output didn't match what other studios...
Wait, what game is this? My only feelings on the Game Awards is it's Oscars, but for gaming, yeah, pretty much. What game is this, Adrian Vigilante? I'm curious. It looks cool. It looks cool.
Delivered this year, and that's where Harmon Smith's meltdown becomes so revealing. The man goes category by category, insisting the entire award show is corrupt propaganda. He claims judges are controlled by Sony. He argues that the show deliberately pushes Xbox, PlayStation, and specific indie studios as industry plants. He frames this entire event as a coordinated effort to bury Nintendo and deceive the gaming public. But none of this holds up when you actually look at the games. Let's talk about what he said. He looked at the spreadsheet of the most nominated publishers, Sony at 19, Kepler at 13, EA and Microsoft at 10, and immediately jumped to the conclusion that those numbers prove corruption. He claims Sony didn't release anything deserving, that Microsoft has no games, that EA shouldn't even be allowed in the building, and the Supergiant and Team Cherry have no business being anywhere near the top. According to him,
yeah, and the reason why they aren't is because Harmon's a fucking dumbass. That's Nexon Extermination. Oh, okay. Cool. I'll have to look into that. I think I've seen that before. I hope you enjoyed watching the reveal of the new horror game reveal of Total Chaos. I have seen it. I just haven't really gotten the chance to get into it because obviously Assassin's Creed is, like, destroying me. It's got my full attention because I want it done.
Since Nintendo didn't get more nominations, the entire award show must be rigged. But here's the truth. Nintendo released very few titles this year that had the scale, depth, or industry-wide recognition that these other studios produced. That's just the reality. The Switch 2's launched strong in hardware, but its software lineup has been thin, and the...
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that Sonic Racing is gonna beat out Mario. Sorry, Harmon. Not sorry.
Biggest games of the platform's calendar like Kirby Air Riders and Metroid Prime 4 aren't even released yet, so how can they be nominated? The one Nintendo title that did get Game of the Year consideration is Donkey Kong Bonanza. Didn't meet the quality threshold of the other contenders. Yes, the story was good. Yes, Nintendo fans were excited, but content-wise, it wasn't competitive. This isn't biased. This is an assessment. But Harmon doesn't want to accept that. So instead, he pushes the idea that Nintendo was snubbed. He pushes the argument that the judges are bought. He pushes the narrative that the industry has...
Well, they do have a bias, and yeah, there is a bias there. EA are douchebags in their own right, but I think that they've cooled down lately. Maybe. I fucking hope not, because Sonic Racing is way better. Hey, thanks for being a member for 3 years. Nintendo messed up with Switch 2. They didn't learn lessons from PlayStation 3 and Xbox One. Everything was in place for it to be really huge. Oh, I agree. They fucked up royally. I have a feeling this is gonna go the same way as the Wii U. It's gonna crash and burn, is what I think.
Inspired to silence Nintendo, and you can watch the desperation grow with every category he scrolls through. He complains that Sony is overrepresented, Microsoft is artificially elevated, EA shouldn't even be allowed in the show, Supergiant is an industry plant, Team Cherry released disappointing DLC, third-party studios are propped up, but at the same time he tries to elevate Nintendo's titles that don't even earn a nomination. He tries to argue that the average Nintendo game is better than the entire Game of the Year lineup. He says Nintendo stomps these things into dust, but if that were true, the nominations would reflect that. They don't.
Neither does Harmon. That's why he likes Nintendo so much. There's the bias, but not in the way Harmon says. Oh yeah, it's not in the way Harmon says. No. I have a sneaking suspicion that Death Stranding or Yote is probably going to win Game of the Year, because we know Keighley it's Keighley, right? We know the guy who runs it is very, very big, is very much friends with Kojima. So there's a Kojima game. Who will give more money? Yes, that too.
And that's the discomfort he can't sit with. He even argues the Game Awards is deliberately trying to bury the Switch 2, even though the console is selling incredibly well, and then
the Switch 2 is going to bury itself because of stupid choices being made.
tries to tie that to some conspiracy about game journalists trying to rewrite the narrative of the year. But this is exactly the pattern we see from Nintendo fandom every single award season. When Nintendo gets nominated, he celebrates like the Game Awards validate everything he believes in. He'll hype it up, he'll use it as fuel to argue superiority, but when Nintendo gets ignored, suddenly it's biased, suddenly it's irrelevant, suddenly it's corrupt, suddenly the show doesn't matter. That's the hypocrisy at the heart of all this. If the Game Awards don't matter, then why, Harmon, are you panicking about it? Why are you making these long videos? Why are you doom posting on social media? Why are you dissecting every category looking for conspiracies? Because you do care, because you wanted Nintendo to dominate, because you don't like seeing reality confront you right in the face. And what other influencers are doing right now is even worse.
Ghost is not up for Game of the Year. It isn't? I thought it was. Hold on. Oh, it isn't. I thought it was. Okay, so... yeah, it's probably gonna be Death Stranding 2. Probably be Death Stranding 2, then. DK Bonanza snubbed it, haha. Right. I thought it would be. I guess I misremembered. But then in that case, it's probably gonna be Death Stranding. Which I wouldn't be happy with, because obviously E33 is better. I would argue that Silk Song would be another good pick for it, but I'm not the people that run it.
More transparent. They're trying to pretend that they're above the conversation, but you can hear it in their voice, you can see it in their titles. They're bothered, they're frustrated that Nintendo didn't get the praise they thought was automatic. Even the influencers who pride themselves on being positive advocates for Nintendo cannot hide the disappointment. They expected multiple Game of the Year slots, they expected Mario Kart World to show up in more categories, they expected Bonanza to get awards it didn't deserve, they expected Nintendo to dominate because they have convinced themselves that brand loyalty equals automatic recognition. But here's the truth they don't want to accept. This was not Nintendo's year for awards. This was Expedition 33's year. This was the year studios outside the big three delivered bold, ambitious, genre-defining work. The Game Awards always have flaws, everyone knows that. But even with those flaws, Nintendo's lack of nominations isn't corruption, it's output. It's the catalog, it's the lineup. Other studios simply produce more award-worthy content within the eligibility window. And the more these Nintendo fanboys and influencers scream about conspiracies, the more obvious it becomes.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of I think 33 will win is too much of my favorite. Yeah. I think E33 should win. If I was a betting woman, I'm betting E33 or Silk Song. I think it's probably going to be Death Stranding or Hades that will win. Although, obviously, E33 is my pick. But I have a feeling because Hades is the most beloved by journalists. It's got the highest score from journalists. And Death Stranding is a Kojima game. But I'm very much hoping that E33 sweeps and gets all 12 fucking awards because they deserve it.
That they aren't mad at the Game Awards, they're mad at reality. They want an award show that reflects their fandom, not the actual landscape of the industry. And that brings us back to Armin Smel's meltdown, because buried underneath all that shouting, all the accusation, all the claims of corruption, there's a simple emotional truth. He wants Nintendo to win by default. He expects Nintendo to win by default. He needs Nintendo to win by default. And because that's not going to happen, the entire world became the enemy. But here's the part he and the other influencers won't admit. If Nintendo had received...
yeah, but I know it did, but the golden joysticks isn't as rigged as the VGA.
10 nominations this year, they'd be praising the Game Awards as a legitimate, fair, and unbiased institution. They'd be quoting the categories, they'd be talking about industry recognition, they'd be using the nominations to argue Nintendo's superiority. The same people who say awards don't matter are the same people who treat awards like gospel the second Nintendo is winning. This isn't about corruption, this isn't about bias, this isn't about conspiracies, this isn't about entitlement. Nintendo fans
it's about hypocrisy from the Nintendo fans. The Nintendrones are hypocritical. Joff has very little say in who wins Game of the Year. I kind of doubt that.
expected more. Influencers expected more. And when they didn't get it,
I'm heavily skeptical of that.
Through the same predictable tantrum they always throw. Meanwhile, the rest of the industry moved forward. Studios like Sandfall Interactive and Kepler brought innovation. Studios like Kojima Productions continued to refine and expand their vision. Indie teams elevated their craft. Genre-defining titles emerged outside the Nintendo bubble. And that is what these awards reflected. Not fandom politics, not console wars, not influencer narratives, but the actual creative output of the year. If Nintendo wants to dominate the awards next year, the solution is simple. Release games that earn it. Not games that rely on nostalgia. Not games that rely on brand recognition. Not games that ask for $70 without delivering the content. Not games that people defend.
Okay, I think we've got the point on this. And I agree with Angry Vigilante. Let's get to his second video.
I've done a salt video like this in a long while outside of my Monday morning live streams, but when you see your rival Nintendo Prime, or as I like to call him Prime, get absolutely obliterated.
I do try to tune in and at least say hi in Angry Vigilante's games or Monday night streams. I try to do that. Sometimes I fail, but I at least try to come and drop a like and watch a little bit. Vigilante playing Chronos, love to see it. Oh yeah. All right, this is the other Nintendrone that I hear a lot about.
On his own show, you have to react to it. But before we dive in, please hit the like button and the hype button as well. It really helps out small channels like mine as we push back against the greedy corporations and the toxic influencers who prop them up.
The word grifting is the biggest sheep word I've ever heard. Okay, let me get that out there right now. I am so sick of hearing this stupid word that everyone suddenly started using, and they don't know what it means. They really don't.
I agree. Thundersash, I agree. I've said it multiple times and people have used my arguments for it. People don't know what the word grifting means. But they constantly use it like they do. I have lowest expectations. Nintendo Lime. But I want to see how Nintendo Prime gets BTFO'd in this.
And they just attach it to everything. So let me just get that out there. If you hear someone use that word and they use it in the form of an attack
Also, YouTube thinks like, share the stream. Thanks.
on somebody else, they're probably not that smart.
Oh boy, did you hear that, Primey? Your own co-host just said that if you use the word grifter as an attack, then you're not that smart. And the wild part is, you're the one who constantly throws that word at us. You're the one
Ooh.
calling people like me grifters, Nintendo haters, doomers, whatever label makes you feel better about being a corporate show and a full-time fanboy. And the look on your face when he said it, man, that said everything. The very first time I saw that clip, I was laughing so hard. You can tell it hit you right in the ego. The moment where your own co-host accidentally exposed the nonsense you've been pushing for months now. Stashman, you are incredible for that. Seriously, thank you. I needed that laugh today. You don't get to see something like this every day. Your own rival getting owned live on his own show with his own words being thrown back in his face. But trust me, we're just getting started. There's more, a lot more.
And anything they say should most certainly not be taken personally. Okay. And I know that that is the word that they all like to use. And I'm just saying, to me, it comes across very low IQ.
Oh boy, does it ever.
I love it.
Low IQ energy all around and also was very primitive. Let me get you all caught up so this makes sense. They were in the middle of a whole segment about how the haters.
I once asked a dude how specific YouTuber was a grifter, and his answer was because he's from Ecuador. What? What?
Supposedly can't accept the Switch 2 sales data, saying people like us have Switch 2 derangement syndrome. That's the level of discussion we're dealing with here. Because me and Prime have gone
And he said this thing, which is false. Yeah, that's not what a grifter is.
back and forth plenty of times. I told him once that Donkey Kong Bonanza should not have sold as well because it didn't deserve it, because it didn't have enough quality content to justify the price point. He thought it did because I called him out also for
Oh, I know that Xvault does. I know a lot of these console fanboys use that, and they don't know what it means. Well, I think the person that uses a lot of terms that they don't know what the fuck it means is Reforged, but I digress.
in the Nintendo community for literally buying games that are not worth their asking price, because I said he constantly run around damage controlling, and then he always finds it funny that I think that he actually influences people to buy it. Listen, you are an influencer, you do influence people.
I completely tune out as soon as I hear grifting. How do you guys feel about that word before I go on to my next part?
Oh, I don't blame you, Stashy. Maybe
I'm waiting with anticipation for this response. I see you shiver with anticipation.
I should sit here and literally start doing that, because it is so annoying constantly always being over here, always trying to stand up for the Nintendo community. When you got people like Primey, not just him, there are plenty of people like Player S and Switchforce who constantly call us, oh, we're just being negative, oh, we just hate Nintendo, we're just grifting, clout chasing, whatever you want to hear. They constantly spew it all, but they know as well as we do that we constantly are standing up for the community, and that's why the community is no longer watching them anymore.
I think it's interesting because there are some people that will view channels that people use that term towards to be a form of swindling, because you're swindling the viewers to get money.
Literally, Primey.
What? What? What?
Sometimes it's just better to shut the fuck up. You just had to chime in. I know that he asked you for what your opinion was. Well, he asked everybody, but you knew damn well what he said had hurt your feelers, so you had to try to stand up for it. Unfortunately, I don't think Stashy actually watches Nintendo Prime's content, because if he did, I do not think he would have called his host out or co-host out live on the stream the way he did. But unfortunately, Primey, it did happen, and it stung, didn't it? Oh, boo-hoo. And how are we swindling any other viewers out of money? They don't pay us, so how does that even work? YouTube is the one that pays us.
They're just not taking their money, which is what it's intended to be.
So whose money are you taking?
Advertisers, YouTube's, basically.
But how?
I know, that's what I'm saying. The swindle is just a rage bait to make money. Like, that's what they say, the swindle.
The term is used too loosely.
Yeah,
what?
Exactly, Birdie. It is used very too loosely. Even Thunderstash is having such a hard time trying to comprehend this.
Thunderstash is over here like... I'm sorry. Prime is like... Fucking cry, Primey.
Primey, you are not helping your cause. You are literally digging yourself a deeper hole just trying to justify it. And you ain't trying to justify it to help him better understand it. It's because you yourself constantly use the word grifting in the wrong way. You didn't even know the actual definition of it, for crying out loud. That's the funniest part.
Yeah, it's way too loose. Like, you can do any form of anything to make money and get views, you know? It doesn't have to be that.
Yeah, so grifting is used in with like conning people, con artists, in that circle. And so you mentioned in the topic notes here that even our podcast is to blame.
Oh, Primey, even...
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I have to hear the response to this.
You just sat here and acknowledged that used too loosely. Is it because that you do it all the damn time? Are you outing yourself? Like, I'm not kidding you. Literally, I believe it was the day after this podcast, or not the day after the podcast, but a few days after the podcast, the whole Pokepia thing came out with it being on game key cards. Like, oh, great. Nintendo just gave ammunition to the Nintendo or the hate grifters. So you still sit here and use that damn word, even though you know they're using it in the wrong damn context. Now, to Stashy, when you said, oh, the podcast, no, Prime is involving you into something that you shouldn't have been involved in. I don't know why he thought when I said you guys that he thought I actually meant the podcast. If you watch my videos, I have never once made a video about Thunderstash. I have never once made a video about Game Boy Classic. So why would I say when I said you guys, I was meaning them? Now, most people would logically look at my videos and think Player Essence or Switch Force or Doc Trey or Harmon Smith, Nukem Nintendo, many other people who I have literally done videos on. Never once have I ever done a video on Thunderstash or Game Boy Classic or Eric Marr. Honestly, I don't even know what Eric Marr thinks most of the damn time because he doesn't talk as much as you guys do.
Stupid.
I hate the word influencer.
I do too. Not a fan of it.
That's where a lot of it comes from.
Don't want to be referred to as one ever.
Stupid enough to think that I influence whether people spend their money on shit or not.
Yeah.
It's their money. It's their choice.
Yeah.
I literally shit on Pokemon a lot, and I know there's people in my community that buy every single game.
Primey, again, yes, you do influence people whether you want to admit it or not.
You're an influencer, bro. You make content. And there are how many people that subscribe to you? How many? You have almost 200,000 subscribers. You're an influencer, buddy. What you say, people will listen to.
You influence people to go buy that.
Even though it is the most naive thing you could do to listen to these people, but still.
Flop-ass game, Pokemon Legends Z8. You influence people to go buy Welcome Tour. You influence people to go buy the Switch 2 with the Mario Kart World Bundle. You hyped up that stuff. When it came down to the Mario Kart World sales, you're like, oh yeah, people are buying it physical. You were applauding it. You were so happy. You literally, within a 5-day period, you made 3 videos about Pokemon Legends Z8 damage controlling it, sitting here praising it, going like, oh yeah, or applauding it, I mean, saying, oh yeah, the game sold this much, it's doing this well, Nintendo's doing. You knew damn well what you were doing. You were hyping it up to the max. And then
So by that logic, commercials don't work. Exactly.
you sit here and say, oh, I shit on Pokemon, and no one listen. When it comes to Pokemon, after the whole Pokemon Pia crap now, Pokemon fans, you guys are just a lost cause. At this point, I'm about to be done with you. I'm literally about to like just cut you off like you're a piece of candy.
Hey, I'm a Pokemon player. I'm a shiny hunter, but I know for a fucking fact, and I will say it till the cows come home, Pokemon's gone down the shitter. It has. The only reason why I bought ZA is so that I can get the fucking Fur shinies, because the only other way you could get them is in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and fucking X or Y, and I'm not playing any of those to try and get that shit. Plus, I don't even know if I can transfer anything anymore from Pokebank to Pokehome.
Cancer, because literally you guys are lost cause. There is no helping you guys out. You guys literally are accepting that Pokepia, getting all excited for it. That's a game key card that's $70. If that doesn't open up your minds, I don't know what to tell you. Well, Primey, hopefully that if you watch this, you sit here and take this advice. Whatever you do, if you ever pick topics to talk about on your podcast, make sure you fill your co-host in about what's going on.
Yeah, okay. We've got it. Prime and Harmon are just fucking stupid. Okay. I don't think I want to watch Frit, so we will skip
Salutations and greetings.
to another, because there's a lot of Nintendo right now. It's Dez. It's Dez time. It's Dez time. Come on, grab your retards. I don't have any other words for the song.
Everyone, it is I Desire, once again here to cover our least favorite Nintendo fanboy, but this time it being his mini-me. But any hoosers, let's get into
I mean, I wouldn't say he's our least favorite. He's our favorite to bitch about. And to fucking mollywop. And make fun of.
beautiful salt content!
Alright guys, so get this. I have been told many times by the internet that there's over 1 billion PC gamers.
Nice try, Penguin. Nice try.
Is it?
Nah, I think I'm good right now, Des. I think I'm good right now, but, we'll watch your video, we'll watch Alex's, and then we'll call it. Because I need to do some content recording, and I need to wake my husband up in, like, 2 hours.
Actually at 1 billion, if you include low-end users, which a lot of people like to do. It also includes free-to-play titles and browser games. That is where you get the 1.7 to 1.8 billion. Now, if you're going to use Newzoo, which only goes after the modern audiences, then no, it is not. Because it is 900 to 950 million. You know what that is? Still more than fucking consoles! But hey, on your
Nintendo Nuka makes Harmon look smart. Yep. That is very true. He does make Harmon look smart, and that is saying something, because we all know Harmon is dumb as a bag of rocks.
Some random person says, yeah, it's probably like 2 billion. Your great response is, it's more like 60 million.
Oh my god, I think I gained.
What? What? I'm sorry. What?
Chromosome here and all that.
Brother, that is the dumbest thing I have ever heard in my fucking life, and you disprove it later on in this video, and we're going to cover it, because I want to cover just how fucking far gone you are with your own fucking logic. Genuinely, everyone, this is going to be a bumpy ride of stupidity, and I hope you're here for it.
I'm going to show you the evidence that just proves that this is all just a myth.
Anyone want to hear his evidence? Because I'm telling you, it's...
I can already, like, feel my brain cells dying. because I know this is going to be absolute cancer AIDS.
Some great fucking top-of-the-notch evidence, let me tell you. Woo! You totally can't disprove that in the first fucking couple minutes of the video already. Totally can't. No! And yes, I'm gonna cut around because all you do is vomit, word, salad. You made an 18-minute long video you can do in 5 fucking minutes. 5 minutes you could have killed that video, but you decided...
Yeah, but Des, he wouldn't get the ad revenue. How you do that is just not something that should happen, right?
Make it 18. Oh my god, man.
I'm going to show you guys that it is way less than that, and I'm also going to show you how there's far more people not just playing on video game consoles.
Oh, that's rich. Go on.
But there's actually far more gamers just playing Nintendo alone.
Ooh, bitch, that's a banger.
That's Jay Longbone making fun of somebody. It is not a banger. I am making fun of you.
You serious? Do you have any idea how stupid you are? So let's go ahead and let's make a comparison. Well, we have to state off one thing. Switch doesn't actually release their monthly active user. Steam does. Let's state that Nintendo Switch has 100% attachment rates all throughout the years, which is completely impossible. But we're going to go ahead and use it.
That's not going to happen.
They have 128 million people playing every single month compared to Steam's 132 million monthly active users. Do you have any
Get shit on!
idea that that's still more? There's still more for PC, you idiot. And that's not even the only launcher. There's also GOG and Epic Games and so on and so forth. How the fuck are you this stupid? Oh my god.
Get shit on! Get shit on!
You genuinely can't be this dumb, dude. And if you think that a yearly, annual fucking user base is what it is, you are the dumbest human being I have ever heard in my fucking life. Like, genuinely right now, you're giving Harmon Smith, your overlord, your overseer, a run for his money as the dumbest fanboy I've ever covered.
Alright, so to do this, we're going to look at Steam.
Wait a minute.
Dude, there's no fucking way you're already lying to your fucking viewers. Oh my god. Here's a little statement for you. You're sitting there saying there's 90 million users on the Switch, monthly active users. That's what you say. Where did you get that information? Because if you look up the numbers, I already showed it. You can't be this fucking dumb. This is so fucking retarded. So you just make shit up and pray that's it? Also, you do know it's not 120. It's 150 million. That's 30 million more than you showed. Why are you so afraid to show the real numbers on your screen? It seems like you sit there and you can't handle being wrong 24/7, so you gotta make shit up and pray that nobody corrects you. You absolutely...
So, Des, would you consider this...
I'm not going to kill you, but your fatherless behavior is embarrassing us. Stop it.
It's fatherless behavior.
Fucking dunce. This is fucking comedy gold. I'm watching a guy spread the absolute dumbest shit as if it's gospel. I fucking can't right now, bro.
And we're gonna look at Epic Game Store.
You thought I was gonna say son of a bitch, didn't you?
There's no way that you were looking at the Epic Game Store and Steam together. I pray that's not what you were doing. But if you were, add 74 or 67.2. I don't give a fuck what you do, because it's over 200 million active users monthly on PC gaming. You fucking dunce. That is almost 100 million more.
Alright, so let's just first look at the monthly active users.
I think the article shown was a year old. Possibly. But this is, this is 2024. Monthly users in 2024. Oof. Oof. Oof.
Users of 2024. So for the Nintendo Switch, out of 140 million people who have bought the Nintendo Switch, 90 million of them were active users.
Oh, I'm sorry, but your answer's wrong. I'm afraid you have to talk to Mr. Bang Bang now.
Oh, you thought I was joking when I said he was gonna talk about them? No, I fucking wasn't. Honestly, I was praying you wouldn't fucking say that. But Jesus, just throw the graphic on the screen and let's get to the next point, because goddamn.
Get shit on!
You are so damn dumb. It's crazy. You know what? It was so stupid. We're gonna skip to the next point unless he says something absolutely out of pocket or insane. All right? Because I want to get through this video, and I think I actually am gonna have most of it to react to, because I genuinely think this is the dumbest video I've ever covered.
Let us now look at the gaming revenue that they made in 2024.
I have no idea.
He's about to get shit on so hard right now, and I'm gonna laugh.
Why this guy has the need to constantly lie, and he already showed a screenshot that was lie when he was talking about the sales. But don't worry, everyone. I'm gonna go ahead and wait for him to say it so that I can rip it apart instead of it just be on the screen, because I want him to spout the nonsense, and I'll disprove said nonsense.
For Nintendo, in the
You need that Mr. Bang Bang clip. Des, give it to TPG. Give him that clip.
2024, they made over $11 billion in revenue. For Steam, which is the largest PC gaming platform, they made $9 billion.
Where'd you get those from? Where's your sources? Where's your sources? I'd love to see them.
It's showtime.
Why are you always always lying there, fanboy, because Steam actually made $10.8 billion. And yes, Nintendo did make $11 billion, which is hysterical because Steam's most of their sales come during the Steam sales, not during full prices, like Nintendo's does, because Nintendo doesn't do sales. You're comparing a pro-consumer company to an anti-consumer company. I'll die on that hill because Nintendo's sitting there charging $90 for the full experience of a Wii U game right now on the Switch 2. That is fucking pathetic. And of course, you'll defend it because it's what fanboys do. You gotta defend your overlords, right? But my question is this. Why do you also lie about Mario Kart's total units sold? It has not sold 70 million. It sold 67.35 compared to PUBG, which has sold 75 million units. But you're totally not gonna talk about that.
Oof.
Even though you showed it on your screen.
Foreshadowing. Because 1 billion players, that's a huge number right there. Yet they've only made $9 billion, whereas Nintendo made over $11 billion.
Do you have any idea what you just said? You're comparing Nintendo, which sells their device, and in order to play with their device, you have to pay for online, and you have to pay for their games to play them. Unless you do this magical thing called emulation, which you can put on PC, which is quite nice. Compared to Steam, which you download for free, and you don't have to buy a device for. Or pay extra.
This is true. It makes it even more impressive that we've gotten almost $11 billion in sales.
For online. So do you have any idea how stupid you sound?
Now let's just look at the highest selling game for each platform.
I already proved this completely wrong. I'm not even gonna validate it. We're just gonna skip to the next point to save everybody some brain cells, because Jesus fucking Christ.
Let's just move this along. All right, so let's just focus on Nintendo and what they did in 2024. So $11 billion total.
Okay, so you're right with the 11 billion. Good job, you're right there. But you added 50 million units sold for Nintendo Switch, which is what the fuck.
Oof. Oof.
Get shit on!
Oof.
And then, you, on top of that, think it's $30 per software sale. No, it's 30%. Otherwise, nobody would put their fucking games on a fucking Switch, you retard. Oh my god, I can't. This guy is so far gone, I fucking can't, bro. The brain rot I'm getting the day before I have to cover his actual fucking overlord. I can't. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Well, this has been as much fun as eating a light bulb.
Now come to that part of the video which y'all know and love.
Alright, yep, that's some stupid shit. That's so stupid. That's very stupid and very dumb. Very stupid and very dumb. Alright, last one.
I love more than anything about the video game industry.
We're ending with Daddy. Of course we have to end with Daddy. The Banana Man himself. I love ending a stream like this. Just saying. Banana Man does things to me.
And I'm being sarcastic, by the way, with the tone of my voice. It's the fact that multi-billion and trillion-dollar corporations are more than happy to grab your ankles as a customer and consumer, spin you upside down, and shake out every shekel from your pockets like Roger Klotz and Doug. And every customer and consumer that has this happen to them is more than happy to give them even more money, as that exact same billion or trillion-dollar corporation looks you dead in the face and says,
so far in 2025, Nintendo has only made 2.28 billion, and Steam alone has made over 4 billion. Nice. You hate how I call him Daddy? No.
if you don't give us more money, buy our games day one, we'll shut down your studio and fire all those employees. And everybody says, oh no, I would never want that to happen, and hands that company more money. $80 video games, $70 video games, season passes, battle passes, microtransactions that cost $20 a pop that are made by generative AI. And what does that company do with all that extra money? They still fire all those developers and shut down that studio that you like in the first place.
I love how console warriors make that argument of, oh, if you buy the games, it'll support the dev studio. Really? Really? Are you sure about that? Because I know for a fact there are several studios that have closed after a very successful game. Hi-Fi Rush being one of them. Do what again? The barking or calling him daddy? What do you mean lowest expectations? Mrs. Alex is a lucky woman. She is. He knows this is all in good fun. We're both happily married. It's just stupid shit on the internet playing around. The devs were paid months ago. Exactly. They don't understand how that works. They don't understand how it works. Yes, you want me to do both? Maybe if he does something that's really, really, really bark-worthy, I will.
Welcome to video games, y'all. You see, this past year has been an absolute nightmare in terms of pricing for video games. We've seen Nintendo begin the $80 price point and introduce variable rate pricing to their titles, which means titles that have more hype are going to cost you more money as a customer and consumer. We've seen PlayStation increase the cost of their consoles, introduce a $700 PS5 Pro, then increase the cost of that Pro to $750. We've seen Microsoft...
Yeah, I don't care about any of these consoles, really. I only have the Switch 2 purely because it'll help me get my national decks, my living decks, as up to par as it needs to be. Quicker. It's the only reason I have it. The only reason.
increase the cost of their consoles twice as well. Increase the cost of Game Pass to really horrible reception. And at the same time, try to follow suit with charging $80 video games just like Nintendo. They are trying to squeeze out...
Well, then be prepared, Hellfire. Oh, is he gonna do something good that I can bark at? That you're gonna have to tell me down, I'm gonna bark again, and then it's gonna get, that soundbite's gonna get sent to Alex? Oh god, here we go.
Every single cent that they can out of your pocket, and then turn on and blame market conditions because of it. Ah, yes, the ever-evasive, ever-elusive market condition that we can go ahead and use at any conceivable point to then increase the cost of things for you, the customer and consumer, and then do nothing but sit there and say how we're having the best generation ever in terms of revenue and profits, even though we're charging customers more than ever as well. Celebration! Celebration! It's so good. But you see what's...
That shit-eating grin. I love his sarcastic shit-eating grin. It's so fucking funny. I smile every time because I just... When somebody cheeses it up because they're right, and they're so right it's hilarious, I can't help but cheese with them.
What's funny is, it turns out that the second and moment that things don't go that company's way, things get to change. And all those terms about market conditions, raising prices, all happen to go out the window. Because the second someone nips at that company's heels, it turns out that maybe they weren't doing the right thing in the first place. And who would you believe at the fact that...
I have a feeling I'm gonna be saying that a lot. Yeah, probably.
PlayStation is scared of Nintendo. According to IGN...
I know for a fact that PlayStation is scared of Nintendo. They've always been scared of Nintendo. Or PlayStation. Yeah. PlayStation's always been scared of Nintendo. That's an obvious. That's obvi.
On Twitter, Japanese business media believes Sony created the cheaper Japan-only PS5 to regain market share in its home country, where Nintendo...
Yeah, I heard about this, and ooh.
now dominates. Wait a minute, hold on, I'm a little bit confused about this. We have seen 2 price hikes for the PlayStation systems. We saw them when the Slim came out, they increased the price then, and then we saw another price increase later on this year across the entire globe. But now all of a sudden, now randomly, those exact same market conditions don't apply to a country where they've lost a lot of ground to a competing platform. Strange.
Don't get me wrong, I loved being in Japan. But I know for a fact that they don't like us Westerners. They don't like us. Even though they like our money, they don't like us. This is not shocking at all. But I will say it's bullshit. Yes, they did, Random Boy. They've made it cheaper in Japan. And they've hiked it up purposefully over here.
I thought things were going well. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry, we're going to explain it. You see, it turns out that during the last state of play that they had specifically for Japan, PlayStation announced a specific PS5 only for Japan itself. In fact, it was going to cost 55,000 yen. Now, if you want the actual quick maths on this entire thing, 55,000 yen in USD is $350. Wait.
It is half the price in Japan that it is over here. And like Powerboss says, it's region locked. You have to figure out how to freaking break that shit to make it not region locked. I don't have the fucking time for that.
Wait a minute, hold on. That's interesting. It's not more expensive, it's less expensive. And I think dramatically less expensive in that specific market and region. I thought the issue was market conditions. I thought the problem was with tariffs and production facilities and all those other places that had to get hit with being moved around and trying to figure out ways of getting around these market conditions by having to charge the customer consumer more money. Yet for some reason now, we have an entirely dedicated Japanese PS5 being released for what I would consider to be the actual correct price of what these consoles should be practically 6 years after the original release in 2020 at $350. This tells me one of 2 things specifically. Number 1, PlayStation could absolutely take the hit, if you want to call it that, and lower the price of their consoles to this specific price point. And number 2...
No, because they want our money. Because they want our money. They are literally butt-fucking the West. Butt-fucking it.
They've been gouging everyone hook by crook and going around and trying to placate people into defending them about increasing the price of the cost of the consoles in the first place. Boy, don't all of you feel really crunchy now, as the guy who wears a banana suit was saying these systems should be costing $299 or $399 at the most right now in today's modern age. But again, we heard every excuse under the book and every defense under the book for these fucking pieces of plastic. But you know what? Don't worry, there's an article by Push Square, and we're gonna go from there. According to Push Square, PlayStation CEO pushed through cut price PS5 in Japan after seeing system slump against the Switch 2. The article
Ooh.
says PlayStation's previous management believed it was acceptable for Nintendo to erode its market share in Japan, but new CEO Hideaki Nishino, who's Japanese and has replaced British leader Jim Ryan, won't go down without a fight. While the PS5 started quite strongly in Japan, its sales have slowed significantly due to rising prices. To make matters worse,
guys? This is fucking bad. This just shows you how much they hate their consumer base in the West. And how greedy as fuck these companies are. They don't realize that they're going to sell less consoles by making them more expensive. I would guarantee you that people would buy PS5s like crazy if they were $350 right now. They would have sold way more consoles that way. But no. We gotta show special treatment to our own people. Not the people that give us the most money.
Nintendo's grip on the region with its more appealing hybrid hardware form factor has started to eat into Sony's market share. The big wake-up call for the manufacturer may be seeing tentpole titles like Resident Evil Requiem and Final Fantasy VII Remake beginning to ship on the Switch too. Historically, titles of this ilk have skipped Nintendo's hardware due to technical limitations. So hold on, wait a minute. You're telling me that because other developers and publishers were putting PlayStation tentpole titles, I'm not going to call them tentpole titles in reality because it's not stuff like God of War or Uncharted or etc. It's other actual IPs that have been associated with PlayStation for a very long time since the PlayStation 1, like Resident Evil and Final Fantasy. Usually when you think of Final Fantasy, a lot of people nowadays don't think of the SNES Final Fantasy like Final Fantasy 6. They think of FF7 for the PS1. So
yeah, the SNES is where it started. They only know it from the PS1 because they compiled all that shit and put it on the PS1. In the early days. People didn't know that it was on the SNES. Yeah, it was originally on the SNES. Arguably the best Final Fantasy game of all time was on the SNES.
that could be what they mean by tentpole titles for PlayStation. However, though, PlayStation has been consistently putting a lot of those third-party games from places like Square Enix and other places onto their own system, dedicated as
And they suck. The ports I hit, from what I hear, suck dick.
an exclusive, thereby creating a unique value proposition. I think the funniest part about this entire thing, honestly, is the fact that because those games are not going onto a different platform, PlayStation really has no other way of combating a growing market share from a different competitor, who again is getting most of those games onto their platform as well. It's almost like exclusivity was never actually good, and just a reason for companies
Hey, console fanboys.
to go ahead and charge you more money by creating a fake UVP, or unique value proposition. It's kind of wild how that entire thing was just deflated right now in front of everybody because Nintendo decided to go around and just put out the Switch 2. And now that there's another piece of hardware that is also gaining market share, developers are saying, oh, we can sell our games there too. Things are starting to change for PlayStation now, aren't they? They've gotten so far that they've turned around and cut the price of their PS5 by...
Oh no! Developers and IP owners don't want to put their shit on our platform because people don't buy it. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, the horror.
By $200 USD. Now that's, and yet I don't know how much that actually is. That's quite a bit of money, especially seeing how so many other times we've seen the words market conditions come around and just expose what's actually happening. And the funnier part is, it's happening because Nintendo got a bigger foothold in that space. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, they got a foothold because of the exclusives. No, they got a bigger foothold because of the fact that they have a portable hybrid system. And that's what people in Japan are actually enjoying more than ever. Mobile gaming in Japan is huge compared to what we see in actually the States.
Yes, it is 100%. Gacha games are rampant in Japan. Gacha games are everywhere. Guys, they have gacha is in general is everything over there. I cannot tell you the rows and rows and rows of gacha machines. Coin machines that I saw. I saw like 5 or 6 gacha arcades where they have the crane games that's considered gacha. The crane games, those they've got gacha games on freaking arcade machines. They're everywhere. I've seen at least 4 or 5 of them in every city that I went to in Japan. It's nuts. It's insane.
And the fact that you have a hybrid device that is portable that can also be docked is exactly what commuters in Japan are looking for. The article continues by saying Sony still has an uphill battle ahead of it. Of course, it can't compete with the cultural dominance of its rivals' first-party titles, and the PS5 stationary form factor is always going to put it at a disadvantage. But Nintendo will be hoping a significant price reduction and renewed marketing push at least gets the PS5 moving in the right direction again. And I'm just going to be real, I'm incredibly upset while making this video. Number one, I have seen so many armchair YouTube pundits literally sit there and espouse how great PlayStation is doing, how much money they're making, while literally not seeing a single dime from that company hit their own bank accounts. Literally all of them doing this for absolutely free. At the same time, though, we have also seen PlayStation on their own state how much money they're making and how great this generation has been for them in terms of profit, while jacking up prices across every single service and platform. That is going.
Whenever they say this kind of shit, there's always an underlying problem. Pachinko to gacha. Exactly. Exactly. They love their gambling machines because technically gambling is illegal out there. Technically. From what I was told. Technically. But they can have pachinko and gacha machines.
to be the most insane fucking thing ever. Because now the fact that PlayStation wants to go back and regain their market share in Japan, what do? They're going to lower the price, which means that price can easily be eaten by PlayStation in the first place in that region, or dare I even say other regions as well. And it's not just PlayStation either. Xbox and Nintendo have also been lying to your faces across every conceivable facet as well. And the PC market has honestly been even worse with their insane reliance on trying to go ahead and shift more RAM to AI centers, even though that bubble's going to burst in no time pretty soon too. And the entire smoking gun to that is the fact that Nishino knows that to go back and compete in Japan again, he has to do something drastic, which is to go through and reduce the price of the PS5 in that region, which tells me exactly that they could have reduced the price across every region in the first place and compete even harder. That also tells me that.
And what did they actually do, guys? They did not cut the price at all. They didn't bring it down at all. They increased it. Because they are that fucking greedy. It's disgusting how greedy PlayStation and Sony is right now. It's just, all of them are disgusting.
That Xbox didn't have to raise the price of their consoles. They could easily reduce the price to be either at cost or even lower simply by just having a lower price for their systems and selling more units and not having an issue there. They also didn't need to raise the price of Game Pass or PS Plus. Nintendo didn't have to.
Yeah, the increases for all the shit they're doing, it's pure greed. And it pisses me off. It's pure fucking greed. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of seeing it. Which is why I support indies so much more than I do the mainline shit. Because fuck them. You're giving us less for more money.
To raise the price of their Switch 1 to go ahead and make the Switch 2 even more viable of a purchase. All of that was done to raise the floor of the cost of video games, whether it's on consoles, whether it's on games themselves. And you can clearly see it every single moment in time. These companies are sitting there laughing all the way to the bank. As PlayStation raised the price of everything, they are clearly stating they're having their best generation ever. Which really should put into doubt the fact that every armchair pundit on YouTube who talks about video games saying how great PlayStation is doing, how they're the number one, how they're the absolute best, are doing nothing more than fluffing an entire corporation and then getting a shot in the mouth for no money in the back alley. And you can see it as plain as day, clear as
Yeah, they're getting back shots. They are getting back shots. They are guzzling cum. They are guzzling cum for these companies. Just gargling that shit. Both balls in mouth gargling.
It's crystal. Here's the thing though, if Nishino actually wanted to compete in Japan, what they need to do is just reopen Japan Studios. I said what I said.
You're not wrong. Japan Studios put out the best shit that came out for the PlayStation recently. Prove me wrong.
I said it. The fact that they closed that thing down during Jim Ryan's day is an honest travesty in the first place. The fact that PlayStation has gone through and done the same exact formula, game over game, title over title, year over year, having a third-person, cover-based action-adventure game with stealth elements where you gotta go hide in a fucking bush, and then you have the exact Ubisoft counter where you're like, oh, am I seen or not yet, with the stupid same skill tree and the horrible dialogue options. We're not even playing an actual RPG, you're playing the facade of one. It's that exact same kind of game everybody's in fact bored of. And instead of just going back to their roots and making cool, quirky games like they used to do, they're gonna keep making these cinematic games instead. But you know what? It's not only Japan that's getting a price cut. It turns out some other places are gonna be seeing a price drop as well, and that's making me even angry about the entire thing too. According to VGC, PlayStation confirms its Black Friday deals, including $100 off the PS5 consoles and PSVR 2. PlayStation Portal, DualSense controllers, and other accessories will also be discounted. According to the official PlayStation blog, this year's Black Friday deals will start on November 21st and will see heavy discounts on all PlayStation 5 consoles on the PlayStation Direct website where available. The PS5 standard will be $449, it was $549. The PS5 digital will be $399, it was $499. The PS5 Pro will be $649, it was $749.
I have a button for this.
Awesome. Wow.
Are you trying to placate us, Sony? Are you placating us? We're still not going to buy your shit. I have no incentive to go buy your consoles. At all. I'll just wait for it to come up on Steam if I really wanted it. If I really want to go to Yote, I'll wait for it to come on Steam. I can wait. I got time. I got plenty of backlog.
Those prices are actually $50 less than the original MSRP of those consoles. I don't understand how anybody could not be angry at the fact that they raised the price in the first place and then dropped the price for a Black Friday sale to go ahead and be $50 cheaper than what they were at MSRP almost 6 years after the console's release. How on earth is anybody still trying to defend any of these companies? The fact that Xbox hasn't announced anything like that either right now is an honest disaster in the first place. These consoles should not be $500. They shouldn't be going on sale for $449 for the disc drive. They shouldn't be $399 for the disc-less drive. They should be at a much cheaper price than that even right now. 5 years after their release. We've never seen console prices.
Daddy's getting vascular, guys. He's getting so mad you can see it in his neck and his face. The veins are starting to pop out. He's so pissed.
Increase. We've always seen them go the opposite direction. But yet now, for some reason, people are celebrating multi-billion-dollar corporations making more money than ever before instead of now realizing they're getting fucked on a consistent basis by these companies too. This tells me one thing and one thing clear. PlayStation and Nintendo and Xbox are more than happy to raise the floor of the cost of video game consoles and games in the first place until they reach a breaking point. And then once they reach that point, then they'll back off and keep it level where people are kind of upset, but not really too upset to not spend the money in the first place. That's why this device was $1,000 fucking when it should not have been $1,000. And why I still use my Steam Deck even more now when that thing went on sale for $349 in the first place on the LCD model. That's what I'm talking about. We know exactly why these companies do this. It's not because of market conditions. It's because of greed. It's because they know they can push a line.
You know what I really love about the fact that he has an Xbox, the ROG Ally? Is that the ponies And the Nintendards and the Xbox are gonna be like, oh no, mostly the Nintendards and the Sony putters are gonna be like, oh, he has an Xbox, guys. He's an Xbot. But I thought you said that wasn't an Xbox.
I said, do you wanna fight? Do you wanna catch his hands?
Fuck off.
Even further, and then give you a sale discount and say, guys, look, here's $50 off what we had 5 years ago, even though in the pandemic you spent all this extra money to get the device in the first place from a third-party scalper. But you know what? We're going to do you guys a solid, am I right? In fact, here's Mikey Barra on Twitter, quote tweeting the videocard.com website, talking about the actual price decrease for the PlayStation 5 Pro, saying, time for me to snag a Pro. Hold on, wait a second.
I'm not going to kill you, but your fatherless behavior is embarrassing us. Stop it.
I had it up to the PS4. I had everything up to PS4 besides the Vita. I ain't touching PS5. I don't give a fuck. And really, the PS4 I only wanted because of Arkham City. So I got the Arkham City limited edition. I have no incentive to get the PS5.
Wait a second. The dude who's been sitting there glazing PlayStation for the past few months never even had himself a PS5 or PS5 Pro in the first place? That is a whole entirely new level of idiocy that I've honestly ever seen. Talk about fanboyism personified. But the thing is, he in fact gets questioned, and it gets even worse. Check this out. Here's Killer Tony saying this. Don't you have a 5090? With Mikey Barr replying, it doesn't play new PlayStation exclusives, and I don't like waiting. Imagine that.
Awesome. Wow.
I'm baffled.
Exclusives drive people to buy a console. Well, would you look at that? He literally is just a Sony PlayStation bootlegger, more than anything you could possibly imagine. Mike, at the first place, number one, you have a 5090, a $2,000 GPU that plays any game better than you could possibly ever imagine from any pro console. At the same time, though, you talked about how exclusives sell consoles. So my question to you is, my friend, why did you wait until now to buy yourself a PlayStation 5? It seems you've waited for the last 5 years with no problem, but yet now all of a sudden, you're going to go out and get one. See how things don't make sense and they don't work out the right way?
Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all.
Way they're supposed to. It's kind of weird when you think about it, no? And that's my biggest issue about the entire thing. People walking around and saying how great of a deal this is going to be, and finally going out and getting one. In reality, these consoles should be a lot cheaper than they actually are right now. And they would in fact sell quite a lot more units than they already in fact do. And that's what I'm talking about with this entire video. Stop believing all these corporations and companies. They are not your friend. They will do everything they can to try and go through and squeeze your money out of your pocket in every way. Nintendo did it by raising the price of their Switch 1 and the cost of video games. PlayStation did it by raising the cost of their consoles twice in this generation. Xbox doing the exact same thing and then raising the price of Game Pass to match it. These things are not good for the industry. And what they do is they create a bubble where things will in fact burst, because at some point people are going to have less money than the ability to...
Exactly, Razor Ultron. He's only now getting the PlayStation. He's only now garbling the cock. All the way to the base. He's got it all the way down his throat. And his tongue is licking in between the nuts. Yeah. Yeah.
To go out and buy these actual products. The hobby of video games itself is being priced out. And I think the funniest thing out of all of this is watching the fact that PlayStation is now squirming trying to get back any sort of resemblance in Japan after Nintendo basically took the entire thing over. I can absolutely 100% believe that Jim Ryan was in fact PlayStation's Don Matrick moment. But what this really goes to show is all of these price cuts, all of these discounts that we're seeing, well, discounts with heavy quotations, basically show me this. These companies could easily afford to go ahead and lower the cost of these consoles. Yet the difference is they're choosing not to. You see, the sale price is actually the real price. It's not the price that you're getting on sale, because there's no fire sale here. They're not stopping this generation of consoles right now. They're not going through and putting out the PS6 next 6 months. What they're doing is they're saying, we'll put it on sale, and then that's what they actually can afford to put it at. And I feel like they can put the prices a hell of a lot lower, actually. So in reality, this isn't even the actual sale price if you ask me. What this is, however, is just trying to reduce people's expectations of saying, oh, it's finally below the actual MSRP and cheaper than what I saw it at with the increased price. So now I'm going to buy one, even though they're going to hook you in line and sinker with charging you more for games, increasing the cost of their services, and even then trying to find other ways to nickel and dime you in every sense of the word. The gaming industry is absolutely cooked in every sense, and I really hate the fact that we're seeing right now is how major companies like Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo are going through and trying to screw consumers more than anything, rather than trying to go ahead and provide better value for better price. And that's going to be what's going to be the big issue with gaming in general, especially for next generation, with the rumors of the next Xbox costing quite a bit of money being...
Yeah, they are going to price out all of their consumer base. Gaming is becoming a serious luxury. Console players, do yourself a solid. Get a PlayStation. Not a PlayStation, sorry, a PC. Get a PC. My brain is already dead. I'm dying. I'm dead. I'm so pissed. Get yourself a PC. Even if it is not the best top of the line PC, you'll be able to play games for a lot cheaper. You can get a PC that is cheaper than that $1,200 mark. And I have no doubts that the PS6 is going to be just as expensive. And you have to pay for the live services on top of that. Do yourself a solid. Get out while you still can.
a premium experience, and at the same time, we're seeing now with the Valve Steam machine not being at console-like pricing with the rumors for that as well. This could be a factor in the gaming space that is going to price out a lot of people and really reduce the amount of users in this space altogether, causing, in my opinion, a collapse in the future if things don't get realigned very quickly.
I can't. I'm brain cells are gone. My brain cells are fucking dead. I'm angry. I'm pissed. I'm annoyed. And I'm glad this is the last video because I'm ready to get the fuck out of here.
And what we really need for this is actual competition. And I don't mean competition with exclusives because that's not competition, that's locking away content. What I'm talking about competition is price competition, service competition, hardware competition, separating yourself from the other providers in that space that make you stand out differently, but also provide better value for a better price overall. Forcing those other entities in that space to also take a look at what they're doing and make adjustments either in price as well. And we see it happening right now with Nintendo and PlayStation in Japan. That is actual competition, not locking away content behind a plastic box and a logo on the actual console. But this may be just a wish upon a star. I really hope that the 350 price not only stays in Japan in perpetuity, but also expands to other market regions as well. Because that will help increase the amount of MAUs these companies are looking for, but also provide cheaper entry points into going through and selling more games to more people and have...
Okay, we're good.
Thank you, Daddy, for the insightful video.
I very much enjoyed having everybody here. I'm glad I'm back for the salt content stuff. I'll probably be back later to play more Assassin's Creed Shadows because I need to get that shit done as soon as possible. Thank you everybody that came by. Thank you for everybody that donated. Thank you for everybody that subbed. Remember, we're trying to get to 2,000 subs by the end of the year. I really appreciate your help on that one. And I look forward to next weekend where I can see more daddy videos. Don't tell me to get down.